Eagles. Eagles.
Welcome in, everybody, to the JAKIB Postgame Show, a Week 10 edition. Eagles just absolutely obliterated the division rival Dallas Cowboys. Joined now by Dan Sileo. We'll be joined by John McMullen in just a couple seconds here. He's checking in on the show. Big Sills, Eagles blew that team off the page, man, 34-6. My prediction was 31-10. I was pretty close. I think yours was 34-16 or 17. You were pretty close.
38-17 I had in that game. And, I mean, the talent level between the Eagles and the Cowboys is so far right now. It's incredible. Yeah. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys right now, I don't know who has a worse set of rosters right now, the Giants or the Cowboys. But man, I'll tell you what, that division right now with those two teams, I can't see how that football team gets better. I mean, they weren't even playing good football, like John said in the pregame show, even when they had those guys. I mean, that's as bad a Dallas Cowboy roster as I've seen in a long time. I mean, honest to God, the way that they played today and not the clean game that Jalen played today, you could have beat that team with Kellen Moore quarterbacking. I mean, they're so bad. I mean, dude, the defense, John, I thought played as hard as they could, the Cowboys, as long as they could. And it was just the power of the offense with the Eagles, and they just ran them off the scoreboard.
No doubt. Johnny Mac, your first takeaways, Eagles win 34-6. A pitiful showing from the Dallas Cowboys there, and not a good football team. John, your first takeaways from that game.
Yeah, I wish I was doing Cowboys 365 this week. I would love to rip that team. It's no fun ripping the Eagles now because they're playing too well. So, that was easier than expected. You know, you kind of got a feeling once the Eagles, the first half obviously wasn't great, but you never got the feeling that Dallas had any chance even with it. And once they scored late, it was like, this team's just not capable of coming back from any kind of deficit. So the minute it became a two-score game, which I mentioned at halftime, essentially it was over. I mean, at one point, I think the number was 45 yards. Well, that's what he ended up with. 45 yards passing on 23 attempts. That is tough to do. That's
got to be a record bad right there.
With all due respect to the Eagles defense, which was great again, and I just mentioned Zach Bond. Of course, I fat fingers. I put 19 first 10 weeks. That's the best free agent signing in football, and I mean that.
Yeah.
When you factor in, they're paying a guy $1.6 million.
How about not only the best free agent sign, but the best free agent find? This guy had never played like that. He had never played interior line. I mean, they were thinking of putting him out on the perimeter and having him as an edge rusher. Then Vic, during the camp, when you were calling it, you were saying that, hey, they're going to move him inside. Let's see if he can play. And all of a sudden, this guy's not playing just like a Pro Bowler, John. He's playing like the All-Pro.
Yeah, it really is. 2 forced fumbles today, fumble recovery, tackle for losses all over the field. It's unbelievable. You know, somebody brought up Patrick Robinson, and Patrick was a special story as well. Being the best nickel cornerback in football, sort of a reclamation project. But back during the Super Bowl season, Patrick was a first-round pick. He was supposed to be a really big-time player. He was. And he was also, a slot player. And even though that they play more now than they ever have, it's still not a full-time player. Zach Bond's out there every play, except when they're resting their starters. Everything went to plan.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh steals a game. Commanders may or may not have gotten screwed. Boy, I can tell you it's a bad spot with Zach Ertz. He might have not gotten it, but they had him like a yard.
I know.
Like,
that was a brutal spot.
Why at least respot it and measure? I think it was a couple inches short anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But anyway.
It was a 60-minute game, though, John, to your point that they had to play the Commanders in a really tough one there. Yeah. And kind of the Eagles were coasting from the third quarter on in a way.
Yeah, really. Once they scored that first touchdown in the third
quarter,
quarter,
like you said. Yeah, John, you were right. If they would have got a safety, John, that game was over. They could not come back from that.
Yeah, it's like, and I brought up when Cooper Rush played in 2022, but again, that was a really good Cowboys team that had everything around him, and he could just manage the game. He couldn't do that today, and when you had to make, but that's why Trey Lance. I don't know if Trey Lance can play a little bit. And don't get me wrong, if he played the entire game, the Eagles are still boat racing this team. But you got a better chance with a guy who can do some things on his own when you're this bad. Boy, Cowboys are a mess right now.
Hey, John, how can you be as bad at the quarterback position, not having a viable backup and not having any kind of running back? I mean, Elliott puts the ball in the back of the end zone. I mean, they had chances in that first half to get 14 points. They fumbled it
short fields.
I mean, and it was just like you said, I never felt that game was in jeopardy, no matter what some of the turnovers that Hurts had in the game. And the only criticism that I'll make right now with Jalen, man, holding on to that ball.
Yeah, I mentioned that at halftime. It didn't matter, but that's annoying. That's annoying.
It's the progression reading. I mean, I really, he holds on to that ball way too long for me. I mean, and the old line's giving him 4 seconds to sit back in the pocket. I mean,
yeah,
he's got to be better at that.
Yeah, and it's tough to nitpick because, like, even me, I'm sitting here and I had an issue with that too, Sills, and I brought it up at halftime where I'm watching him hold on to that ball. The dude was 14 and 20 for 202. Four touchdowns today at 56 yards.
It's gonna haunt you.
Cowboys suck.
Right, and John, I think that's the real fear is that it haunts you versus the good teams.
It's not, to me, it's not about this game. It's about where you want to go.
Right.
And right now I'm hyper focused on Detroit, and we'll see how they play tonight. But that's the team I think the Eagles are going to have to figure out a way to beat when it counts. And if he's holding on to the football like that, it's probably not going to go well. So, take these opportunities to get better at it so that when the big moment arrives, you're locked in and you're capable of doing it. So, look, you're right. It's hard to complain about this game, but if that's the one nitpick I'm going to make, that's it, because I think it's about more than this game. Of course, it didn't matter in this game. The Cowboys weren't equipped to do anything about it. They threw for 66 yards. I don't know where the Eagles came in. I forget. They were like 5th or 6th. Maybe. I think they were 5th in rush defense, 7th in pass defense. I think they're going to be number 1 after this week.
Oh, John, they could be number 1 in total defense here.
66 yards passing. I mean, yeah. And look, they're playing great. Even Bryce Hall got involved, made a play. Zander, you were asking about it.
Yeah, baby.
Did they give him the sack?
They did. I think I read they gave him the sack. I'd have to double check the box score.
Yeah,
but
I just looked at it. They gave him the sack. So we got a full sack from Bryce Hall.
Week 9. Here we go.
Yeah.
10, Big Sills. Week 10. You're giving him a week
10. Well, he had 1.5. So now he's got 2.5 coming. Who knows?
Yeah, but John,
a lot to like on defense.
You're dead on with this, John. You're not really looking at the opponent you're playing right now. You're looking at what you're going to look like in December and January when championship football has to be played. And you can look at it like this. I mean, Zander, you said hard to nitpick. No, it's not hard to nitpick.
No, I was speaking specifically about
as you get closer, Zander, towards the postseason, you're going to have to be playing great football because you're going to be taking on better coaching. You're going to be taking on better players, and you're going to be looking at one mistake. The Super Bowl is the greatest example of that. When the Eagles lost that Super Bowl in Arizona, Well, there were 2 plays that cost them that game, really. 2 critical plays. And when you get into the postseason, John, right? I mean, those plays are what separate you going to an NFC title or to a Super Bowl. And you can't be giving up sacks. They had 5 sacks they surrendered in the first half. I mean, against an awful football team that couldn't stop
Let me ask
the run.
both of you. Let me ask both of you on the Jalen, with holding the ball. How much of it can be put on the long developing play designs and the routes for the wide receivers? A lot of talk about the sun today, which I thought was a little overblown. I mean, look, I know the sun's bad out there. Dak Prescott plays 9 games a year there, 8 games a year there for 8 years. I mean, he's not.
Well, they haven't won since Detroit last year, so I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm saying though, for a big enough, how much do you put on the routes though from the receivers with holding on to that ball? A lot of people say, the Eagles don't give them any, short routes or quick slants or anything like that.
That is, I think AJ Brown might be the best slant receiver in football.
Yes.
So, it's tough when you're not there. I can't really see the plays developing. When I see the all 22 later in the week, you'll get a better indication. But, Jalen likes to wait for things to develop, and he's not. And again, people are going to take this as an insult, but who cares? I mean, I'm so tired. I mean, people see me and Jalen react. He doesn't hate me. I don't hate him. We actually like each other. I'm sick of these morons who say I don't like him. I like him a lot. That doesn't mean I can't tell you what's going on. And what's going on is he and the 4th and 3 was a perfect example last week, which everyone had a problem. That's a touchdown, man. If that ball's out on time, that's a touchdown. AJ's got his guy beat, and it just came out late.
John,
and all of a sudden,
that was a touchdown today too on that pick in the end zone if he gets it out in front. I mean,
yeah, it was. I thought watching it again when I see the all 22, that was a great play by Diggs as well. I'll get a better indication because I think Diggs he doubled back off where he's supposed to be. So he's one of those instinctive guys. And Romo kind of mentioned it a little bit where he didn't know. Slay does that to him in practice. He'll bait him at times. And veteran guys who understand how to make plays can do that to quarterbacks. And you think somebody's open, they're really not open. Diggs is one of the best in the NFL at doing that. So I have to see that, but yeah, overall, look, he's not the kind of guy who's going to throw receivers open. He likes to throw to open receivers. And I think that's the problem. That's a lot, in college, you see that. You see guys are very comfortable because the receivers are always open at high-level schools. And then in the NFL, when you're open for a split second, like that AJ play, that's why that is wide open in the NFL. And in a second and a half, it closes. That is wide open. And you got to be on it, and you got to throw it on time. And if you do that, stuff like that's going to be successful. And too often, Jalen's late, and you've seen it time and time again. It's not this game. It's not just last game. You go all the way back to week 1 in Green Bay. That was the issue. Not in Green Bay and Brazil, but you get my point. It's an issue. I think anybody who sticks their head in the sand is sticking their head in the sand. That's not an issue.
Yeah, John, go ahead.
Let me ask you something here, guys. John, do you think after that injury in the first half, and I don't know the extent, you'll know more when you get over there tomorrow, when it came to Barkley, do you think they pulled him more back in the second half? He had a ton of carries in the first half of that game. And do you think they pulled him back and you saw more Gainwell in the second half because they didn't seemingly want to put him back out there a lot in the second half of that football game when they knew that they had that game in control because there was more Gainwell in the second half of this football game. And do you think that was maybe just a pull back?
No, they pulled him at the end of the first half because he hurt his arm on the fumble trying to dive for it and try to get it back on the Micah Parsons sack, the forced fumble. That's where he got Hurts. In the beginning of the second half, they were running him very effectively. And then it became, all right, game's over. And then it was the smart thing. And this is when Zander asked me, is he going to hit 125? I'm like, this might be the game he's not going to hit 125, not because he couldn't, but because they're going to pull him. To save him for an early. Remember, they're playing Thursday. So I think that's what happened. But he's banged up. He certainly had the big bandage on the inner arm. He's banged up coming in with his legs. So, but this is what we're talking about with all the touches. And they were enabled because of the blowout nature of the game. He had 14 runs and a couple receptions, just the one reception. So 15 touches. That's awesome. You can get out.
Yeah.
You don't have to play him. So why play him? That's perfect as far as what the Eagles wanted. So now I mean the fourth quarter, they went into the fourth quarter. It was 28-6, and I think Elliott kicked a field goal like 2 or 3 plays into the fourth quarter to even extend it further. So, yeah, just that's garbage time, man. Just get them out. But I think if you look at the second drive, because the first drive that came out the third quarter, and it was a run to Barkley. They started with Barkley, but it only gained, it might have lost a yard, I forget. And that was a couple incomplete passes. And then
he had a couple nice runs in that.
No, the second drive, it was all Barkley. It was Barkley.
Yeah, I was going to say
the first 3 was Barkley. And then they put Gainwell in. He got 13 yards. So it was all Barkley in that second drive, and they scored. That ended up being the Johnny Wilson touchdown. And that's it. That's pretty much ball game. And at that point, you could be really, really conservative with them. But even after that, the third drive was all Barkley as well, because that was the Ben Van Sumeren drive, where they were going, double team with Landon and Cam and Ben Van Sumeren with the lead blocks. So, and then they pulled him.
No doubt. Guys, let's talk about the defense a little bit here. They give up 146 total yards. Many are pulling out, Big Sills, as you know. The no holes defense slogan. Sills, what'd you make of that today? Is there, do you get amped at that performance as a defense, or do you kind of look at your opponent and just say, we handled our business as we should have?
The only reason that I'm pulling things away from this game and the games after the bye, because there have been absolute horseshit football teams that they've played outside of the Bengals. Now, if you were a veteran football team with a bunch of guys on that side of the ball, I wouldn't be as hyped, because we still don't know what the ceiling is for these young guys that they have back there in the secondary. And for me, I'm watching young guys coming along and getting better. Hey, this is Quinyon Mitchell's 9th NFL football game. And for him to be playing like that at this level, he's playing at a level right now where if you are management, you're exceptionally excited. John mentioned Zach Bond never having played. Hey, man, guess what? I don't give a crap who the opponent is. I'm watching a guy develop and get better and better and better. I'll tell you what, Jalen Carter played an absolutely sensational game. And what I love about it, too, last week he only didn't play in 2 snaps. You're seeing him play in more snaps and being able to look a little bit more professional each and every single week. He's kind of playing a little like Fletcher. Fletcher knew how to be a pro. If you had a 65-play defensive effort, he could play 60 of them because he knows how to prepare his body. You're starting to see a lot of players there. I will say this. Nakobe a little bit out of position again, some false steps that were in that game, but nothing that could kill you in that game. But against really good offenses, that's going to be a problem in pass defense a little bit. Zach Bond is covering everything up in there and doing really well. I think Slay being in and out of the lineup, being injured, I think that's something to think about. I like the fact with Isaiah Rodgers getting more reps. Remember something in today's NFL, you're not going to get a whole bunch of physicality any longer at the cornerback position. What you're going to get is they want to keep everything underneath. This has become, I talked to you before this, John, and I'm starting to come around with this. Those days of the Ravens defense or the Bucks defenses, those days are gone, man. It's keep everything underneath. Don't give up plus 25. Shrink the zone down with good linebacker play. Get edge rushers and get 2 defensive tackles that are capable of stopping the run. You're starting to see this defense, again, start to put logs together. And what I mean by that is they look the same every week. They're not playing up. They're not playing down. And what I like about what I'm seeing with the defense, John, they look every week now, whether you're a good team or a bad team, they're doing exactly what you need to do to bad teams. You're keeping teams in the NFL under 150 yards 2 consecutive weeks like that. That is freaking unbelievably great for development. A lot has to be given to Vic Fangio because he has really implemented a lot with those young players, and they are buying this.
Yeah.
And, Johnny Mac, your take on that defense, man.
Boy, you can't say enough about that defense. And I can't say enough about Zach Bond, who's getting the podium treatment down in Dallas, evidently.
Good. He deserves it, man. He really
He
does.
is something else.
Yeah, he has been just I can't say enough. Starting with Green Bay, I called it one of the most mesmerizing performances I've ever seen, and he keeps doing it. He had one bad game. He played poorly against Atlanta. Everything else has been off the charts. But the one thing the Eagles defense is doing is they're taking advantage of these bad teams. Yes. It's going to be tougher when they do base, and you're going to see it starting Thursday night. Washington's not explosive, but you have a quarterback that can beat you with his legs, similar to what the Eagles offer to opposing. They're going to have to deal with that. And that makes it far more difficult. Then you get the Rams with Matthew Stafford, who knows how to play the position. Plus, yeah, Cooper Kupp is back. Puka Nacua is back. So he has his receivers back. Maybe the most underrated player, running back, I think, in football is Kyron Williams. They're a good offense. And then Baltimore, who I think is the best player in the world right now. I really believe that.
Yep.
Playing at a super high level. And you're going to know more about this defense. But it's good. It's good. Is it great? I'll tell you what. I have a lot of respect.
It could be, John. It could be great.
Yeah.
It could be.
I have a lot of respect for defenses that seize the moment and don't let teams like this breathe. And they didn't let them breathe. And I don't know what more you can ask for than, they gave up 146 total yards, 2.6 yards per offensive play.
Sorry for laughing.
I know. They threw for 66 gross yards, 1.5 average gain per pass play. You never see that.
Ever.
You never see that. It's tough to criticize this defense.
Holy shit, the Cowboys suck.
Well,
that's true.
You know what, though? But to what John's point was, Zander, and again, they do. But, okay, you put them to sleep. You put them in a sleeper hold. I mean, you did exactly.
Oh, no, there's no doubt. I'm more reveling in the fact that the Cowboys are as bad as we really thought they were. I mean, they are a bad football team.
That was even worse. I think I said 31-16. I expected a pretty easy win.
We were all pretty close.
I expected them to rest players in the fourth quarter. But this is even easier than I thought. And a lot of that had to do with the defense, really. More so than the offense.
I had 31-10, and they didn't even reach 10 or really even get close.
No.
People talk about the edge rush. We talked about it a little bit in the pregame show, but the group as a whole is playing really well. Dan just mentioned Nakobe Dean, some issues in coverage, but he makes the big plays. Getting better.
He is
getting better at it.
Yep.
Reed Blankenship may be the most underrated player on this team. CJ got an interception. Maybe that gets him going. The two rookie corners have been spectacular. You're right about Slay going in and out of the lineup. Two pass defenses today, although one hit him in the back of the shoulder pad because it was such a bad throw. I don't know. It's tough to say bad things about this defense right now, because they're not even. The only way I said Dallas even had a chance was to play a super clean game, which they did not do.
5 turnovers.
But
that's the opposite of clean.
Even if they did, there's no way they were moving the football against this defense, not with those quarterbacks. And that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, they really shut them out today. Now, like I said, I don't know whether to put more on the defense and kind of be excited about that, or more that Cowboys team is just putrid. But at the end of the day, we moved to 7-2, and we go first in the NFC East now. Big Sills.
I'll tell you flat out here too, man. I mean, I said it coming out of college. Trey Lance is like one of the worst prospects I've ever seen. You know what I had to do?
Cooper Rush, Dan.
How about this, John? Okay. Hey, John. I remember having to go back and find his highlights during the COVID year, like on YouTube, because he played one game. And then like the year before that, he played a couple. And I'm like, hey, man, I guess the one thing that you have to learn, be wary if you go to North Dakota State and try to get yourself a quarterback, because that kid is terrible, man. I mean, and you gave a 3rd rounder up for that guy?
John Lynch, it's funny because John Lynch has been, let's be honest, he's built one of the best rosters in football for 4 or 5 years now. And he missed with his greatest pick. And he missed in
that draft.
And he missed miserably. And very few people talk about it because he found a quarterback magically in the 7th round. So it doesn't matter where you find the players as long as you find the players. It happened with the Eagles at a less high-profile position. They wanted Andre Dillard to be their left tackle, and they gave him every opportunity. And he bailed, and they got Jordan Mailata in the 7th round.
Hey, John, check this out. I know John real well. And John said that Kyle Shanahan, when they drafted Trey Lance, the father, Mike Shanahan, said this: if you're going to take somebody like that and put up 3 number 1s, which basically it ended up costing them, make sure you draft yourself a quarterback that you think can play from the pocket. That's exactly what they did with RG3.
RG3,
and that's when they got in the 4th round or 5th round. That's when they got Cousins, just to hedge your bets in a way. So that's kind of what they did in that draft, was to hedge their bets a bit.
Yeah, they had to, but I think people get caught up. Look, it's never good when you miss on a 1st round pick, because if you don't fix it, you're going to get fired. So he was able to fix it for San Francisco. And by the way, now people should be more scared of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Because
Purdy was great today.
Yeah, and Christian's back. So that's a team nobody's going to want to play if they make it into the playoffs. So you got to root for Arizona and the Rams and everybody else. But
hey, John, the greatness of Jonathan Gannon. I mean, the team is 6-4. Kyler Murray was 22-26.
Yeah, Kyler's, people forget Kyler was a good freaking player.
Yep.
He's starting to play like it too.
You bet he is.
Yeah, he's better than most people understand. But I mean, Arizona's doing a good job. But if I had to bet on the NFC West, I'm betting on San Francisco. Till somebody beats them, till somebody vanquishes them, I have to bet on them. And we'll see how it shakes out. But if I'm everybody, Eagles, Lions, Packers, Vikings, whoever makes the playoffs, I don't want to see San Francisco.
I think people don't want to see the Eagles either. We're a tough team to play.
No,
And John, you bring up
I agree
Jalen
with that.
resiliency all the
I agree
time,
with that.
and I give
I
you
agree with
tons of
that.
credit because it really is true. You watch Jalen make some boneheaded plays where people are tweeting about it, and
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, "What the hell?" And then he comes back always, without a doubt, and
Yeah.
makes a great play and somewhere in the game. And he's been consistent with doing that, man. He'll have his moments that are bad, but he never
Yeah,
stops
I
coming.
always
And I think that's
it's
one of the
funny you
Eagles'
say
best
that
assets.
because I always get and you always the word I use is relentless. He's relentless. He doesn't care.
Right.
And people will always tweet that bad throw, bad turnover. In the first half, they were saying it 2 turnovers, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he's coming. He's not going to let that waver. Like Sam Darnold today, he just had one of those days, man. He threw 3 interceptions in the red zone, I think. And when he does that, it's like, Jesus, every time he drops back, you're expecting something bad to happen. Jalen, you make a bad play, and then he's going to go win a game, which is very rare because most people let that affect them, that they're having a bad day. But he's relentless. I can't think of another word to describe. You have to play 60 minutes against Jalen Hurts. Not today because he was out because it was a blowout. But you get my point.
Boy, I'll tell you too, John, if you're the Eagles, man, blowing that Cowboy team out, you made a comment, John, about the Lions, and Jimmy told me this years ago, the number one thing that you do is to build your football team, most importantly, to win your division.
Yeah.
You're building your team to beat the Giants, the Cowboys, and Washington. That's where it has to start. Looking down the line with the Niners and the Lions, that's great, but you got to take care of business first. And boy, I'll tell you what, Washington's coming on. That's going to be a great rivalry over the next 5 years, I think, between Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts. You're going to see something special there. I don't know what Dallas and how Dallas will look in the next couple of years. The Giants are probably going to fire their head coach and possibly their general manager and go in a different direction there. I mean, they have really done a nice job at taking the command of the NFC East. I mean, both sides of the football. And, John, the thing that I liked, and I can't believe when you were in the pit that Vic said this when you guys were dressing him. There were 11 guys a week ago that were under the age of 27 or younger. And I'm like,
yeah,
freaking unbelievably great. And you heard Vic say, well, I'll take experience more than age. And I sat there and I went, when Jimmy was building that defense back in the day with the Cowboys, they had the youngest football team on defense winning those Super Bowls. They were 25 years and younger. I'm sorry, man, but if you got a team that's young like that, you basically have flipped the script from going from old in 22, John, to basically going younger in 24, and they've done it in basically 16 months, which is incredible.
Yeah, no doubt. Howie Roseman deserves some credit for that for sure. John, if you have a response to that, go ahead.
Well, I'm giving Vic credit for the defense.
Yeah.
Because that Howie gets credit for the offense.
Yeah, but Howie has put some good young players on that team, and now
he does.
He's gotten the most out of them.
He gets credit for the draft picks because obviously, no doubt about it. And more than if you talk about Jalen Carter, hey, I give Jeffrey Lurie credit for that because a lot of people didn't, in Chicago being most notable, who I ripped constantly. They passed on the guy twice because they didn't have any balls to say we can bring him in our building and put him on the right path. And the Eagles were like, all right, we'll take him. You want to hand him?
They look like they could have used him today after getting run over.
We'll take him. And Quinion looks like a great pick, and Cooper looks like a great pick. Again, nobody thought Zach, but I don't care. Nobody. People could say whatever they want. They paid him $1.6 million. Nobody was knocking down Zach Bond's door. And how we wanted to use him as an edge rusher.
He's a special teams guy, John. I mean, which, like you said, it's almost. I'm not saying he's James Harrison, But all the times that James Harrison was cut and was a free agent with Baltimore, people forget he was in Baltimore.
Yeah.
The Steelers even cut him. All of a sudden, you look around, you're like, that's him? And now you're seeing this kind of thing here with Zach Bond. Like, John, I think what people are not getting, what you're saying, is that you don't see that. A guy who's been in the league 5 years, all of a sudden he looks like he's Ray Lewis. You don't see that, man. I mean, that's so uncommon to see something like that.
And we kind of went through this with JG in 2022, where everybody had a career year. Now, there's a bunch of young guys, but everybody's playing above what they're supposed to be playing at, with maybe the potential exception of Jalen Carter, because he's supposed to be at that level, and CJ Gardner-Johnson, maybe Avonte Maddox before he got benched, but nobody expects rookies to play like Mitchell and DeJean. Nobody expects Bond. Sweat is back to where he was playing at that type of level. Brandon Graham's having, his best year in a few years because he's playing more. And Big said, you know what? I'm going to play him. He's good. I'm going to play him. That factors in. Milt Williams, maybe it's the contract, maybe not. He's never played better. Bryce Hoff being another exception, but the vast majority of the guys are playing at a higher level than what they were supposed to.
And John, that what you said is, in my opinion, I think you nailed it when you said, let me tell you something. Nakobe Dean is benefiting from Vic Fangio. That's his pedigree, being a linebacker coach. Zach Bond, one of the things that I heard him say again when you guys were questioning him, and I never thought this before, he goes, how I find some of these guys to be able to plug them in and play. If I think you're a good special teams player, you pretty much have a good shot at being a good safety or a good linebacker. And those are the guys that I look for when I'm trying to develop certain players. And there's no question, Bond was a hell of a player, special teams-wise, in New Orleans. Nobody ever said that he wasn't. And by the way, for the fact that Isaiah Rodgers, if you go and think about that too, John, he was a heck of a player in Indianapolis as a special teams player too. So you're starting to see those guys, they kind of fit the mold. Remember too, when you recruited and drafted your two corners, what did they play in college? They were zone corners. So they understood that the kind of concept that Vic brought in. Zander, as much as Howie has signed these guys, you have to find the right coordinator also to plug this all
no doubt. Yep.
And make that mat work. And that's what Vic has done. Remember all the heat, John, people were giving him? No pressure.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's part of it too, because, there was, I saw somebody talking about the fourth down stuff last week, and and they were mentioning, and rightfully so, they were mentioning that coaches are worried about getting asked about these situations, and they tend to be more conservative than they should be. This is a more analytically driven person, but a lot of coaches are afraid of getting those questions. Because it makes them look bad. And if they look bad, they're going to lose their job. It's understandable. Vic doesn't give a shit. He's like, he got asked the question about Zach Bond. Did you ever worry about that nobody else in the league looked at him like an off-ball linebacker?
No.
He's like, I don't even think he knew that. He's like, I just look at the guy, and that's what he looks like to me. And he's got the courage of his own convictions. He's done it for so long. He's got the self-confidence to do that. So we always have this debate with veteran coaches, younger coaches. That was a big thing when Nick Sirianni first got here. And we were all looking at this coaching staff and saying, where's the experience? And they ended up being very successful early on. And now it's back to, you need experience with Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio. And sometimes people will say, well, the game has passed so-and-so by. He's too old. I don't know. Vic's pretty good, man. And I'm the first to say I'm not in love with the actual scheme, because I prefer a more aggressive style of defense. But it's hard to argue with the success they're having right now.
No doubt. Let's get to our first commercial break.
Suck it up. It's not
no
a
doubt. Let's get
if
to our
you're
first
looking for
commercial
Jim
break.
Johnson- If you're looking for Jim Johnson defense, you're not going to see it any longer in the NFL today.
No, you're not. Let's get to our commercial break. I want to thank everybody for being here in the chat right now. All of our super chatters. We appreciate you guys. I'm putting you guys on the
defense,
screen.
Zander. All right, man.
And I will get back to all. I will read all of your super chats later on in the show. We appreciate each and every one of you guys checking in. We'll have John for another 20 minutes or so. We'll come back. We talked about Quinyon Mitchell there. I got some stats on Quinyon Mitchell. Forget being a good rookie. This dude is playing like a great, maybe an all-pro level corner right now in his rookie year, and we will talk about that when we come back on the JAKIB Postgame Show. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Hit that like button. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid. Score and save in southeastern PA and Delaware with Colony Pools this football season, and let the experts close your pool with a custom Merlin safety cover in green for the birds. And if you join our Winter Watch team, we'll give you another 20% off, and Colony Pools will handle it all. Keep your tiles on your pool, not in your pool. Fly with Colony right now, birds fans. Visit flywithcolony.com.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid
as long as you face the fear.
and keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
Hi everybody, my name's Jason Lombardi. I'm an inspector at DryTech. At DryTech we offer three major services, the first one being basement waterproofing. The second service we offer is foundation and structural repairs. And then the third service that we offer is mold remediation. If you feel you are having a waterproofing issue, give DryTech a call or check us out online.
Heading down the shore, have a ball once more.
Here, imaginations run wild and time stands still. Because here, you can find the best of the Jersey Shore, all on one 5-mile island. So leave the old you behind and get lost in the woods.
Wild, wild, wildwood day.
Plan your stay in the Wildwoods today.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Welcome back in, everybody, to the JAKIB Postgame Show. After a Week 10 Eagles thrashing of the Dallas Cowboys, they win 34-6 today and absolutely crushed the Dallas Cowboys. We talked a little bit about the NFC East. We are now preparing everybody on a very short week for a Thursday night football game versus the Washington Commanders. Eagles have now taken over first in the NFC East after Washington lost today to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They opened in that game, guys, at 3.5-point favorites. So in Philly, you normally get 3 on the line. Vegas is looking at that as right around a push. So we'll see how that game unfolds on Thursday night. A quick week for the Eagles. Good to see that they were able to rest some of their players in this game, really late in that game, so that they can kind of get ready. Meanwhile, Washington had a tough matchup versus the Steelers, and they were beaten up all through the four quarters in that game. So the short week definitely in Eagles' favor with their opponents this Sunday. Guys, let's talk about Quinyon Mitchell and some of these other guys on defense we'll get to, but I want to start with Quinyon. We just talked about him briefly before the break, and let me give you guys these stats. The last 5 games in coverage for Quinyon, 19 targets, 9 catches allowed, 87 total yards allowed, 0 touchdowns allowed, and a 60 passer rating. The dude is playing like an all-pro. I mean, I'm not ready to go there yet, but how close are we to him being in that conversation? He's having a Sauce Gardner level rookie year. I think it's fair to now say that. Sileo, do you agree or am I overreacting?
Well, I mean, I look at the Cowboy game here, and I mean, outside of CeeDee Lamb, who plays in the slot, I mean, what are we gauging this on? Some dude named Tolbert? I mean, like I said, he's a rookie though, and I've got to go, and I have to do this though, and I have to remember he's a 9. I got it. Jamar Chase, I saw that. I understand this. And
some good guys over there.
I'm more looking at where he is in his 9th game as a combined thing, what he's doing. There's no question, man. He's absolutely picked it up to a point where now, get this, he's the only non-Power 5 kid that came out of college that was drafted in the 1st round. That I think that he would be in that position to where he is now playing at this level. I got to tell you, John, I think one of the advantages that I've always told people, who do you have on your team to prepare your rookie corners? And when you got A.J. Brown and you got Devontae Smith in practice every single day, going against players like that, that elevates your play to what you have to know what team tempo is, game tempo, game speed, expectations. Can you imagine A.J. Brown coming over to you going like this? Hey, stay off my inside shoulder like that, because you know what he'll do? He'll do a double move on you and get around you on the outside. When you've got players like that talking to you like that, it's almost better than having a coach talk to you and tell you what is going on, because that's in-game stuff that those guys are preparing him for. Plus, you add the talent, you add the coaching that he's getting, you add the scheme, him having played in a zone. There's no question, man. Him and the other kid, Cooper DeJean, and I'll say it like John and I said it last week. I think Cooper DeJean is a more talented athlete than him. Quinyon Mitchell's a better corner than him.
That makes sense. John, your take on Quinyon, did I go too far thinking he could be potentially being, I don't want to say all pro, but he's having a Sauce Gardner level.
I'm not going to go that far, but he's been very good. A very good rookie. No need to skip steps. He's got potential, the ceiling to reach to be a Pro Bowl level corner down the road sooner rather than later, maybe even to be an all-pro corner. But you still got guys like Jalen Ramsey playing at a high level. Marlon Humphrey's having a great year, even though Baltimore alone. Patrick Surtain is having a big year. Zion McCullum's having a big year. Tristan's brother in Tampa Bay. DJ Reed with the Jets is even playing better than Sauce Gardner. Jalen Johnson, that guy, because he plays in Chicago, he might be the most gifted cornerback in the NFL. Jair Alexander.
Don't forget the rookie safety also that's out there in with the Rams, Cameron Kitchens too. 2 picks last week, was the NFL Defensive Player of the Week. You got a bunch of young.
Yeah, there's a lot of good corners. Kitchens is a safety, but in the he's 27th in the NFL. I'm just looking it up from PFF. That's pretty fucking good for a rookie. That is pretty damn good. There's 32 teams, right? So that means there's 32 number 1 corners on the 30.
You're a rookie.
And you're a rookie, and you're in that group.
That's insane. So people will look at what John just said and go, John's ripping him because he's 26. 26th? You're the 26th best corner in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah, break, man.
Yeah. Actually, Cooper's been better. But different positions. But Cooper's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
As a slot player.
John, I am probably more shocked on how he moves around and how he targets wide receivers and how he has great angles and gets to them. I mean,
well, that's because
he's got so much skill.
he's got so much athleticism, which I always tell people assume he doesn't because he's a white guy playing corner, and he's the most athletic guy out there.
Put the tape on.
It's
He's
insanity.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as he stays out, but they're both great. They've both been great.
They're both going to make the all-rookie team.
The next step is, though, and this is where you can tell, Zander, if you get to that all-pro level, like the minute they start targeting Slay more than him, then you know.
Yep.
That still hasn't happened yet.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that hasn't. And that's where, me and Sills have been debating about the Slay topic because he is starting to get banged up more and more, but he's still playing corner at a high level. I mean, quarterbacks are barely even trying him.
But
by the way, that pass interference call him today, I thought that was a little ticky-tack, that pass interference call. Maybe he was a little grabby, but
remember what I said, the reason why I said it about Slay. I said that Slay is wearing down now at that position now, and you're seeing it weekly now that he is taking on a lot of injuries each and every single week. And that's why it's important that you got depth back there. And that's why you're seeing more Isaiah Rodgers reps back there too, because in my opinion, that's going to be a tall order, in my opinion, that Slay makes the year like this, because he's been probably since the third week of the season, he's been in and out of the lineup, man. I mean, you still got 8 games to go.
He's been banged up, and you got to start to worry about that when you have a 33-year-old corner. So, yeah, it's good to have this. Is a perfect time for Quinyon Mitchell to show up, and Cooper DeJean, and even Isaiah Rodgers. And heck, I still have a lot of hope that Kaylee Ringo turns into a good
I was about to ask you about him, John. I mean, they clearly seem like they like Isaiah over Keeley for sure right now.
Oh, sure, at corner, yeah. I mean, Kaylee's role is, you see him every time they punt, man. He's turned into a hell of a gunner. Him and Sidney Brown, that's sort of one of those nobody thinks about type things. But those guys are doing a tremendous job there. It's a good football team right now. But long term, like I said, long term, I think their hope is when Slay is gone, it's Mitchell, Ringo outside, DeJean inside. But, Ringo's biggest problem to this point has been he's too handsy. So, he's getting too many PI calls. So he's got to figure that out. You can be a lot handsier in college than you can in the pros.
Yeah, we'll see if he's able to figure that out. Guys, is Zach Bond an all-pro?
Right now,
close, man. Oof,
I'll tell you what, if you were going to put a mid-season NFL all-pro team together, I don't know if you're going to go over Roquan Smith or you're going to go over guys like that, and Fred Warner and them type of dudes. But I'll tell you what, he's going to be on maybe the second or third team right now, where you're on the all-pro teams and you're being considered like that. Because remember something, Zander, if you make first, second, or third team all-pro, those are in your contracts like that, and they're written bonuses like that. You make first, you make a higher number, obviously second and third. But when you get considered that kind of conversation, hey, Gardner Minshew made the Pro Bowl last year. That's one thing. When you're talking all-pro, you're talking the best dudes in the sport in both conferences. So
you're talking about two guys. So it's gonna be Fred Warner and Bobby Wagner. But I'll tell you this.
He's playing great in Washington.
Yeah, it really is. And Fred Warner's just on a different level. But
third round pick too, John, from John Lynch.
Those two are the all pros, I would say. And but then Zach should be in the conversation with anybody else. And, the fact that he hasn't done it as long hurts in that kind of conversation. But, whether you want to talk about the other guys having good seasons, nobody's been better than Zach Bond, with the exception of Fred Warner. Like, he's in the conversation. He's in the conversation with everybody else, but he doesn't have the same reputation. And that, it usually there's usually a year lag before you hit that level.
No doubt. Johnny Mac, just a couple minutes before we let you go. I know you got other work to get to tonight. I want to give you the open floor here to just your takeaways on the game, anything we missed, anything we didn't talk about, your takeaways from your objective point of view on the Eagles' 34-6 thrashing of the Dallas Cowboys.
A lot of these games, I said earlier in the season, the Giants game, the Cleveland game, and this, I got to put this game. I don't sit here and say they did this and that means something. Like, I'm going to say that Thursday night, whether it goes good, bad, close, against Washington. This team, I've said this a couple times this year, and it's a good thing because you're knocking down the bowling pins. And the comp I made today, the other team in a good situation, no Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. You had Mac Jones being Mac Jones level of awful. And Minnesota, who's also 7-2, that's the comparison with the Eagles. The Eagles are 7-2. They tried to hand Jacksonville the game. And they won, but they didn't score a touchdown. Check out these numbers. I was just because I'm going to be writing about this for about compare 402 to 143. That was the yardage differential in that game. 28 first downs to 10. Time of possession 42-19 to 17-41.
Like last
Number
week.
of plays 82 to 43. And they won 12-7 because they turned it over in the red zone 3 times.
82 plays. That's a Chip Kelly game.
Yeah. And the Eagles had a similar situation, and they just destroyed the team that had nothing going for them. And that, to me, is the most impressive part of this game.
John, I like that phrase you used a couple weeks ago, takeaway games. I watched that Cincy Baltimore game the other day, and it made me feel like this. I took a little bit more maybe after the fact away from that on how the Eagle defense shut down Joe Burrow. But the other games, like you called them bowling pins, I call them logs on a fire, the fuel that you need to kind of look at what you're doing and where you're going. Like to sit here and go, what do you take away from the Cowboy game? I take away the Cowboys are terrible and the Eagles are coming along. That's how I look at it. And that's kind of how you look at it. And now what validates, John, I think kind of where you and I are both at now, believe it or not, this week, is that we're looking at that Washington game to kind of validate the last 5 weeks, that if you put it all together and all the things that you did in those games prior to this, and you look like that against Washington and you shut them down like that, now you're going places.
Yeah. And by the way, I think they're a better team than Washington. So I go into this game thinking the Eagles are going to win the game on Thursday. It's a home game, short week, all that, the advantage Eagles. But I do think they're a better team than Washington. But they got to prove it. It's not going to be a bowling pin. I can guarantee that.
You think they have the coaching advantage in that game, John?
I don't think that Washington. I don't think either side is going to have much of an advantage. I think Dan Quinn's a good coach. I think Nick's a good coach. I think Cliff Kingsbury's doing a tremendous job.
Brian Johnson's been plotting for this game since the summer, baby.
Hey.
Yeah. I think Kellen Moore's starting to figure it out with the Eagles and their offense and their strengths. And at the fact that they were able to get some rest for some of these players who are banged up. Saquon Barkley, number 1. By the way, this is the first time Saquon's ever beaten the Cowboys.
Yeah, another 0-10. 0-10, yep.
0-10 with the Giants. The Giants are such a nightmare.
Hey, Zander, you asked the question about Zach Bond being an all-pro. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think he's playing better ball or a better player than Levante David in Tampa?
Well, I don't watch
I
Levante
think he
David as
is
much as
this
I
year.
watch Vaughn, but he might be playing him. Yeah, I mean, it might be. I have to
Oh, I
look.
saw him play against I saw him play against the Eagles, and I thought he had a pretty damn good game.
Oh, we did. But
Philadelphia Eagles in that game.
like I said, other than Fred Warner, I think Zach Bond. That's the crazy part of
Big
it.
Sills, are you a Zach Bond doubter?
No, I just know that he's not. John knows exactly this. He's going to get the votes next year, not this year.
Well, he's not popular enough yet for All Pro. Let's be
nobody
real.
knows
There's
who he
some
is.
level of that. Yeah, exactly. He's not a household name at all. He's never.
Here's Tanner. This is how the All Pro team works. The year you should make it, you don't. You make it the next year, and the year you do make it, you probably shouldn't. And that's kind of how it goes on the front and back end.
Yeah, might be some truth to that. Johnny Mac, thanks for checking in today, man. Any final thought on your way out here? And we'll let you go.
Since we're talking linebackers, not a good day for Chicago, but TJ Edwards with an interception. I did see that. So good for TJ.
Good stuff. Johnny Mac, thanks for checking in, man. We'll talk to you on Birds 365 in the morning.
See you later, John.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you.
See ya. Good stuff from Johnny Mac today. This is a civil post game. This is too civil. This post game show.
What did you? Oh wait, no, I know.
We need some. I need to get out the pot of stew. I need to get out the pot of stew and start stirring this thing.
Cowboy team. Holy! What do you want? What do you actually want me to say? Congratulations on doing your job.
Here goes Sileo. John left. Now Sileo unleashed.
John said the same shit. It's not a takeaway game.
Dude, we throttled a division opponent 34-6 on their home turf. Fuck that.
Congratulations to you. Did you think you weren't? Everybody, we were consensus across the board. Well, I thought the Cowboys would put a fight up. They didn't even put a fight up.
You thought they were good for 17 points. At least I thought they were.
I sure did.
You guys had a lot of faith in and what's his name? Cooper Rush. Oh,
Cooper Rush, man. Well, no, I took what Kellen said. Kellen said he's very confident and he's very capable, and he was 5-1. But again, like I said in the pregame show, that was a better Cowboy team than he was on. And hey, how about that relic putting the ball on the carpet too? Zeke Elliott. Holy cow, man. That Cowboy team.
That was a ball and forced fumble, dude. Zach Ball and forced fumble.
Great. Congratulations to you, man. I'm
I'm
not sure what I'm rooting for here right now. Watching that Cowboy team that was dismantled before the game.
Okay, so it doesn't mean nothing now to
the Cowboys still win 5 ball games this year.
No,
and I still may be wrong.
You still have to handle who's in front of you, Dan. Going into Dallas, it's a division opponent. I mean, come on, we talked about it all week. There's still always a chance it's a close game. It wasn't.
Division game, sure.
Let's read some super chats. This motherfucker.
Hey,
invest in a new hat. That one doesn't fit. They're taking personal shots now.
Yeah.
Clary Boy, my man, Clary Boy says, let's make sure Mark ain't trying to save grandmas or is sick on Wednesday. Can we get Sills a winter green hat? Kelly Green time, Zander. No holes defense.
Oh, yeah,
Mark. Clary Boy, Mark might be
no holes defense versus Cooper Rush. Okay.
No holes, baby.
No holes.
Ben Fly checks in. Appreciate all the super chats, by the way, everybody. I always try and get to them. Just takes a second on the post-game show. Appreciate all you guys. Ben Fly says, I can't lie. I needed that 40 piece for the cherry on top. Cowboys fans were sick taking that L. Would have been nice to get a 40 burger, but, you know, we put in Kenny.
Let me tell you what.
Maybe one of the worst backups
like that versus a great team, they'll get beat.
You know what's funny is we had
throwing behind like that. He'll get holding onto the ball, giving up 5 sacks. He'll get beat.
Can you rescind
that effort? That effort will not beat Detroit.
Can you rescind what you said this week about Saquon being more important than Jalen? Because if we got to play Kenny Flick at Big Sills, we're not winning one football game. We're not winning one football game with Kenny Flick.
Wait. Are you suggesting that Hurts played great today?
No, well, he played solid. I mean, come on.
Okay, solid. Great. Okay, I'll take solid.
Solid. I don't think he played exceptional. He had a couple bad plays. He held on the ball, 2 turnovers. I mean, not going to say he played great, but made good plays, made good throws down the field, ran when he needed to. You know, I thought he had a good game.
And made horrible plays too. I got it.
Well, he had a bad interception, which is a little bit of a tip your cap. And the fumble. I'm getting there. Relax, Junior.
All right, well, there's a ton of and the late throw. I mean, where are we going here?
Sills trying to take it all away.
No. I'm just saying, let's not make the guy sound like he went out there and this guy beat Temple today.
Keith checks in. Not only are they young and good, but they're buying into the Fangio scheme without egos or questions. See ball, get ball. He's right about that. They are buying in.
I'll tell you, Keith, one thing that your comment just made in your super chat, if you're the Miami Dolphins, you should be embarrassed because what happened to you last year bitching about Vic and what's going on in Philly with the young guys, an older coach connecting with younger players, older players not connecting with an older coach, that's a problem down there in Miami. It's not a Fangio problem.
Yeah, there's a lot of snowflakes that come out of Miami. I'm learning that as I talk to one every single day on JAKIB Sports.
Oh, and I got a lot of people who buy a lot of pyrite. You know what that is? It's fool's gold.
Yeah, well, big sells. All right, big
Boys
sells.
are fool's gold.
Look at Deep Fried. Says, Dan, you got to pay Sills more. You only got 3 shirts. Dan, can you tell Deep Fried I could be paying you $50 million a year like Jalen Hurts? He wouldn't buy new shirts. Sills only wears free merchandise. That's it.
Hey, Deep Fried, my wife said the same thing to me yesterday. I have bought you thousands of dollars worth. Why do you only wear certain things? And I tell him I think it's an Italian thing. I don't know what it is. I wear the same shoes. I've got thousands of shoes.
It's a free.
I got Bruno and
free.
free.
You'll wear it. If it's not, you ain't wearing it.
This is everything I'm wearing right now is free.
I know. You're decked out in Miami gear, head to toe.
And I still don't have my JAKIB shit yet, but that's okay.
We're ready. Miami gear to put, to clothe the entire nation, for crying out loud. T-Bone says, with mistakes that keep happening on offense, thank God we didn't have to fight asinine, poor head coaching decisions today. Finally, the head coach stepped aside. Thank God.
Hang on here. It wasn't that the head coach stepped aside. You could have Elmer Fudd coach that team today against the Dallas Cowboys, and it wouldn't have mattered. Honest to God, man. You could have Rich Kotite coach that team. You beat a awful Dallas Cowboy team. Great coaching wasn't going to be the issue in that game. Holy cow.
Appreciate you, T-Bone. T-Bone dropped a couple in here, so I'm going to get to all of his. He dropped a 20.
Whoa, nice job, T-Bone.
Thank you, brother. He put it in here. Last 4 weeks and 2 days game, I've been watching midfield 5 to 15 yards and over. Goddard's open, Calcaterra's open, Watson open, number 82 open, which is Jahan Dotson. 82 I think is actually a nice Smith. Jalen holds and holds ball, looking for the deep ball. Result, 5 sacks. Awful. Must clean up. That's a big Sills comment right there.
Absolutely it is, because when you play good teams, he will be exposed once again. Dude, I mean, how many poor throws did he have in that game? He had a bunch of them, and he had mistakes in that ball game. Personally, to me, I'll take what Zander said. He was solid. You know what I can't do? I can't take 4 touchdowns away, and I can't take rolling a team away from a guy. But what I can do when you're talking about technique and playing against higher competition, by the way, will we see that Thursday? Hey, I get this. I got more questions about Washington on Thursday than I do about Philadelphia going into that game on Thursday.
We're a better football team than Washington. I told you it weeks ago. I've been saying it on your show for weeks that I'm not crowning the Washington Commanders yet. And you just saw the first of their 2-game losing streak. They're going to
beat a winning team first, then come talk to me, kid.
We got the 7-3 commies on Thursday night. We'll talk.
Okay, there you go. Here we are now. Finally, you're going to play. And then on top of that, you're going to go play against the Rams. And then you're going to get on the other side of that, the Baltimore Ravens. So we're going to find out these next 3 weeks. Okay? We're going to find out.
If we beat them all, boy. If we beat them all.
We beat them all. Look at that. Getting greedy. I like it.
Got to be greedy in life sometimes. Big
I
Sills.
hear you.
T-Bone. Defense playing great. Running game 15 to 30. 40-yard pass is great. I like winning, but I'm not happy with the offense. Tired of winning ugly. It could be so much better. Boy, T-Bone. We got 17 of these things a year, dude. Cheer up. We beat the Cowboys 34-6. The Cowboys in
T-Bone,
Dallas.
I like your thinking. You want more. You want more, man. You want more. You want perfection. You're striving for perfection. And you know what you're doing? You're striving for championship football. Keep it up, T-Bone. You know what these guys strive for? To win the NFC East. You're striving to host a Lombardi trophy. That's what you're looking for. That's what I say every week. 2 to 6, National Football Show. We don't sit around looking to go to the Sun Bowl. We want to go to the Super Bowl.
Let's go, T-Bone. Khaled checks in. Can we ride this defense to the Super Bowl? Wow.
We'll see.
We'll see. I agree.
You know what? I am more. There's no doubt. There was a comment that somebody made on the show a couple weeks ago. Sills, defense ahead of schedule. And I killed them. I think the defense is ahead of schedule.
They are. The no hole. Wait, you mean the no holes defense, right?
No, I don't mean that. No, I don't mean that.
The
Cooper
Eagles
Rush.
defense,
Hey, you helped Cooper Rush.
Not to be confused with the no holes defense.
Hey, they crushed Cooper Rush. Congratulations.
Eagles defense stepping up big, baby. Johnny Mack and
Rush.
Sills, as you see it, where is the weakness on the young defense? Great question, Keith. I wish I asked that to Johnny Mack. What do you have? How about Bryce today? I mean, hey, look, he made a play. I'll take it.
You think that hey, there was a showing up. I saw more Jalix Hunt today.
Did he have a 4 sack? His strip sack today.
It only took him 10 weeks to get a full sack.
He's got 2.5 now.
Oh.
He might get the 5 on the year.
Remember what I told you, my bold prediction at the beginning of the year? That guy would be lucky to get 6 sacks. He ain't replacing Reddick.
You're bending the tape to match that narrative. Hey, Sill, semi-elite, Dak says. No holes defense, Rainy Boy says. Last few Anias, Grant Wilson role players are eating. Yeah, about time. Johnny Wilson finally got his name called today.
That's been Xander's boy since camp.
And it wasn't for a penalty. I mean, about time the guy made a play.
With the touchdown catch, the first thing I went is I go, holy cow, man, there's Xander's boy getting a TD today, man. Hey, he is a big kid, though, man. He's a big kid. And they are trying to find him a role.
No doubt. We got a couple bigger super chats here. Appreciate you guys checking in.
Thank you, Michael.
Michael, thanks, man. Jalen's first half mistakes is why Sills is always on his ass. I couldn't agree more. If Dak was in that game, Birds are trailing at halftime. Plenty to clean up.
I don't know about that. Hey, Cowboy team is not good. It would have been more competitive in the passing game for sure, but I don't know, man. That Cowboy team's got a long way to go if they're going to get competitive again. You know, I heard you and John talking about, John doesn't think that they're going to be down that long. I do. I just don't see. I think Jerry has just not done a good job at building the 53-man roster up. I don't. They're trending the other way, and the Eagles are trending up.
Trouble in Dallas. They absolutely suck. I mean, let's be real. They suck. Sean Mims and Big Sills. Can I be happy if not for the Eagles and if not for all the little things that you're going to call them out for? Can I just be happy that the Dallas Cowboys absolutely suck and we just beat them 34-6 in Jerry's world and made all the Cowboy fans march out of there crying tears, and the Cowboy fans who are friends of mine texting me, crying about Dak and Jerry and Cooper and all this bullshit? Can I just be happy about that, Big Sills?
Fuck them. Hey, at the end of the day, man, that's not an Eagle thing. Because, it's like when a coach wants to run the score up on somebody. Hey, that ain't my job to pull back. Your job is to stop me, man. And if you can't stop me, I was hoping the Eagles put a 50 burger on them. I really did, man. I like putting people to sleep in a Khabib headlock. That's what I want to do to teams, man. I don't want to keep a team in there. And that's kind of what I thought in the first half a little bit with those mistakes. All kidding aside, Zander, is that the Eagles kind of kept that Cowboy team kind of alive. Now, they scored that late touchdown to go up 14-6. But, I mean, you still don't want to keep teams alive going into halftime like that.
No doubt. Anthony Gilbert checks in. Elite.
Elite what? That fumble?
Late throws? Mark Holmes going to come on for comment. No, I do not expect Mark Holmes to be here. Let's get.
I think Mark Holmes is running out of gas coming on the program. I don't know.
I don't know how long Mark Holmes is going to be.
Hey, I think there's going to be a week he's just going to put his hand up going, I can't do it.
I wave the white flag. Sean Mims checks in. Zander, if they beat them all, Sills will make more excuses like his Canes choked. Look at that. Look at a lot of people ripping you in the chat.
Hey, Sean, always remember this about Big Sills and Canes. You know what this number represents? Do you know what that does? 2 natties. I'm good.
Fair enough. Can't dispute that one. I don't know what this means. Anthony says, man, I stopped watching it. It turned into a snuff flick. Gross.
Had to be something to do with the shitty Cowboys getting rolled over by the Eagles, man. I don't know if you're not an Eagle fan, how you didn't enjoy that. Just pounding a team that's your rival. I don't know how you don't like that. I love that shit. I mean, to me, I could play that game over 18 times. If I were an Eagle fan, I'd have that on my phone, watching the Cowboys get killed like that.
Look at this cispot. This is what you sound like, Sills. 42 slug. Oh, my God. Wow, you guys beat a trash roster. 42. We beat them 34-6.
You're right, 42.
You guys wouldn't beat Temple.
42. 42. You're right. You're right. They beat a trash roster.
Comment. Look at Big Fish. This is
outstanding comment.
The Big Fish is saw. I respect Big Fish here because he saw an opportunity and he seized it. He says, "I haven't seen someone get beat this bad since election night. How you doing?" Look, you got to respect the ability to see it, take it, and own it. Good stuff, Big Fish. Appreciate you checking in, man. Good stuff there. A couple more super chats we'll get to, and then I'll let Big Sills get out of here, and we'll do the post game show. Looking forward to talking to some of you guys here on the show afterward. I know you guys are going to be happier than Big Sills over here. He's crying up a storm about a big win.
I'm not happy. I'm glad you're on the right projection.
I'm not asking for you to be happy. I know you.
Wait a minute. No, I'm like, hey Sills, are you excited that they crushed the shitty team again? No.
I'm happy for the reasons I stated. Cowboys absolutely
that
suck.
is good. That hey, you beat the Cowboys up, and I love beating the Cowboys up. That's a good way to look at it.
I think I have a weird suspicion that the CBS camera operator might have been an Eagle fan too, because he just kept panning to those Cowboy fans, crying up a storm. It was great.
Hey,
great
one
TV.
thing though, man, does Tony Romo have to be a Cowboy honk all the time on the television? I mean, I thought he was going to cry. Don't touch the ball. Let the time run. And I'm like, what do you care, man? You're an announcer, man. Why are you rooting for the Cowboys to make good plays? I mean,
so it's weird. When Tony first started broadcasting for CBS, I thought he was doing a nice job.
Yeah, he was.
I don't think he's doing so good anymore.
He is a Cowboy honk, man.
Yeah, he was today big time.
He was so rooting for them, and they were getting murdered.
Yeah, look at Daniel Bigelow. Says, huge win. Sileo, Miami lost and my Dogs lost. I guess he's a Georgia fan. That's right. Go Bama. Roll Tide, baby. Another loss for the Dogs. Needed this blowout. Good stuff, Daniel. We got it for you. Sign Zach Bond now. We got to get him signed. He might be out of range. He might be too expensive for us already, Sills.
No. You know what I think, though, man? You got to look at it this way. Do I want to go somewhere else on the open market? And do I want to make $4X or $1 million? Or do I want to get a 3-year contract with a linebacker making $6.5 and make $20 million?
Speaking of that, yeah, Big Sills, speaking of that, actually, Zach was interviewed after the game today. And let me pull it up real quick. I'll read you the quote. And this is from Ed Kratz. So I don't have the exact quote, but I would urge everybody to go and look into it. Zach Bond said he's having the most fun playing football since middle school and Pee-wee. He absolutely loves playing here.
That's
now,
great.
I'm not saying that means he's going to sign here, but that might tip the scales for a guy that's 27 and be like, hey, if I can make, life-changing money here.
It tipped the scales for Devontae to want to sign a contract that was friendly for the team, friendly for the future. I mean, that might also be that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Abe says cowgirls are on some Diddy shit. I saw that, Abe, with the Trey Lance doing some weird hand signals. That was weird. I don't know what that was about. Good stuff there. One more super chat here. A couple more. T-Bone says, last one, guys. Sills, you read me right. Wins are good, but aren't where we need to be yet. We're building. Edge rush needs to be better. Hurts needs to see the whole field, not one or two receivers. Zander, it's okay to feel good, but keep it real. T-Bone, I always keep it real, brother. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the support of the channel. I don't know how to lie to you, T-Bone. I'm just excited because the Cowboys suck. I might be more excited that the Cowboys suck than I am that we won this game.
Don't hold on to the ball too long there, kid. You're going to get yourself killed. 5 sacks. Some of those sacks are on him.
No, I agree with that for sure. Appreciate you, T. AA says, we were up 3 possessions, but I still didn't see Hunt out there. Did y'all? I thought Nick said he would be in the rotation. Hey, Hunt was out there a lot today.
I saw him a lot. I think
Yeah,
he got
he had
more
the tip
reps.
pass, A. He was out there a lot. Jalix Hunt was out there for sure, and he didn't look bad. Now, he didn't make a big play, but he didn't look like a liability. Now, granted, you were playing the Cowboys, who suck, but I thought it was a positive day for Jalix Hunt for sure.
Absolutely.
Talk about 2 natties. Sound like a Cowboys fan talking about the 90s.
No, you were talking about my Canes, and I don't have to worry about my legacy. I'm good. I mean, those young
Your
boys.
legacy is for sure. You were a
those
part
young
of one of the
boys
greatest
have to-
Canes teams of all time. Maybe the
Hey,
greatest Canes team of all time.
Hey, these guys have to learn how to be champions, man. That's my point there. So clairvoy, beat a team with a winning record. Winning record. You've beaten one team with a winning record this year. 1 in 9.
Look at James Jones, our resident Commander fan, our resident Commie fan. Trust me, Dallas ain't Jaden Daniels. This dude's already
I
tooting
got
his
you,
horn.
James. Remember, Big Sales picked the Commanders to win the East. Got you.
Dude, this dude is tooting his horn. Dude, you're 7-3, dude. Relax, James. Relax, dude.
And I also picked the Cowboys to win 5 ball games this year. We'll see. We'll see.
Sydney, it always takes me a bit to do them on the post-game show. Sydney says, what took so long to do supers? It always takes me a bit, man, because the post-game show is very fast-paced. Got to get Sills' take, got to get John's take.
Now.
And remember, we get 15,000 views after the fact,
Hey.
so I can't just do all supers.
Hey, this guy's a critic. Come on, Sydney.
I love Sydney. He's a good guy, man. Hopefully I talked to him on the post-game show. All right, Big Sales, we got 10 minutes before I let you get out of here. Your final thoughts on today, man, all seriousness. I thought it was a good win. I mean, I know the Cowboys aren't good, but you blew them off the turf, and that's exactly what you were supposed to do. 34-6, Birds get the win today.
Boy, I'll tell you, man, I'm getting more impressed week in, week out with Eagles defense. I mean, Jalen Carter's playing great inside. Jordan Davis, once again, I mean, he's Casper the Ghost. The edge rushers, a little bit more, seems to be picking up. The linebacker play is picking up. The 2 corners are really picking up. The whole scheme looks good. Offensively, I thought they kind of pulled back a little bit about running him in the second half because they really didn't have to, because they got 2 games short week coming up on Thursday, playing Washington. So Barkley, I thought, was really good in the first half. I think they kind of pulled back. Hurts was so up and down. At moments, he looked like he was great. And then there were moments he was off in the game. So like you said, Zander, I mean, they get the win, and I'll do this for his performance. We'll talk more about it 2-6 on the National Football Show on Monday, but I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was spectacular. I think his reading again of the defenses, I think Zimmer did some things out there that made him hold the ball. He's just not seeing some of the passing lanes, and I don't know why he's not, but those 5 sacks are troubling a little bit. But again, every game's not going to be perfect, and I don't really think that the Eagles yet have played a perfect ball game or have played their best game yet, but they're getting better. And to your point, hey, the Dallas Cowboys sucking is not an Eagle issue. And so, like you said, they went in there, they took care of business. And by the way, the only time that game was close, really, the coin flip. I mean, that thing was just never going to be close. By the way, can you imagine what that score is going to be when Dallas goes to Lincoln Financial? They might beat them 55-0. I mean, so now you got this stretch coming up. You got Washington coming up. You've got the Rams coming up, and you've got Baltimore. You've got some pretty good quarterbacks coming up. You got some really good coaches coming up. I think we're going to find out more over these next 3 ball games on what this team's going to do in December and January when we see these next 3 games. So, and by the way, that game on Thursday will probably validate everything they've done since the bye.
Let's hope they do that. By the way, Lions in danger right now. They're down 7 early, and Texans knocking on the door down at the 2-yard line, looking to make it a 2-touchdown game. So maybe, Sills, by the end of the night, we might have the tied for the best record in the NFC.
Absolutely.
If you can believe that. So
Absolutely,
not just an
man.
NFC East thing, good stuff. Let's get to one more super chat. I missed Prince, Sills, and you know how Prince gets if we don't read his chats.
Yeah.
Prince
He gets
becomes
a little
princess.
busy, but that's okay.
He becomes princess real quick. Prince checks in. Sills always downplays our wins. I'm surprised he didn't mention the record yet. He said division games are tough, but this one doesn't matter.
Division games are tough. They are tough. And it's common opponent. But okay, no, you're right, Prince. What you saw that Cowboy team tonight, phenomenal team. Great roster, Prince. Way to go, dude. Yeah, no. Wonderful roster. No, you up. How about this? You oversell that thing. Go right ahead. The Cowboys are terrible. No, you're right, kid. It's all good.
Good stuff
Terrible
there. Prince, thanks for checking in, brother.
Terrible take.
Prince, great take, dude. Great take. Michael Robinson, Thursday we'll have a playoff atmosphere, huge division implications, and a chance to create some cushion. And by the way, I mean, if the Lions lose tonight, Sills, you're looking at now you're not only winning the NFCs, but you're trying to make the playoffs come through Philly, which is a tough place to play for every opposing team. Could be a big advantage for the Birds if they win on Thursday night.
Oh, it's a big game Thursday night? Nickel getting away.
Explain.
Nick will get in the way.
Explain.
It'll be a big game. He'll make a bad decision because it's a big game. It's a close game. And you can always count on Sirianni giving you 9 points.
He didn't give the Chiefs 9 points in the Super Bowl. That was Jalen Hurts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, by the way, that Jonathan Gannon guy doing a pretty damn good job in Arizona.
Yes, he is. They won today, right? They were in the 4 o'clock window.
Today. Yep, really good.
Wow, good stuff for them. Number one is Young, 4th year starting. We're on schedule, Caleb says.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You guys are looking good.
Time forever the Commanders fans to be quiet. Can't talk when you lose. I'm not calling them what you call them, Deep Fried.
That's right, but you can overplay beating the shitty Cowboys. Congratulations to you. Take care of business. I know.
All right, Big Cells, your final thoughts on today. I know you just kind of recapped it, but just takeaways, thoughts on Jalen, thoughts on the offense, thoughts on the defense. Beat the Cowboys 34-6, moved to 7-2 on the year, top of the NFC East now after the Commanders lost today to the Steelers. Your final takeaways before I let you get out of here.
You know, after last year's meltdown, they went into the bye. They regrouped, they rethought, and they focused on what makes them really great. That's running the football. That's, finding your playmakers. I still think Hurts is developing. I saw Bob make some comments in there about Hurts is not a finished product yet. And I think you're still seeing a little bit of that. And I also think you're seeing a little bit of Kellen Moore and him working closer and closer to figuring it out and getting to where they want to get. As a 53-man roster, I feel better today about this roster than I did a year ago when you guys were 7-1 or 8-1. I think you're in a better place right now as a team. With this team, you know why, Xander? I like
the young talent on D.
Yeah, it's the young energy that's making me feel better about that team. And also, you know what I feel too? I feel more comfortable with rough seas with those coordinators than I did last year with Desai and with Brian Johnson at the helm.
Experienced.
Yeah, it just seems better,
Yeah, I agree. No doubt about it. Big Sills, big win today for the Birds. Good stuff. You're in your new home studio. Big Sills had a little move, so he's down a new home studio. Good on him to get it all set up. I know.
I wish the show didn't end. Believe me, I still got a nightmare ahead of me tonight here, bud.
Yeah, Big Sills is lifting furniture.
We'll see you tomorrow, 2 to 6 National Football Show.
Big Sills lifting furniture. Big Sills, I hope you enjoyed ripping the Birds because that's going to be the easiest thing you do for the rest of the night. I'll talk to you tomorrow, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. See you, everybody. Thank you guys so much for showing up, man. I'll see you tomorrow, 2 to 6 National Football Show.
All right. Good stuff, man. From Big Sills, the greatness of Dan Sileo. I thought John was great today. I thought Big Sills was great today. Great to have those two guys. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for everybody to join. I got through all of our super chats already, so I don't have to. I think I missed a couple, which I'll try and get to real quick. I got that one. I'm going to make sure I got them all. Can we hear a loop of our fight song, RMP? If I had rights to it, I mean, maybe we can record one. I'll get JAKIB Nation to record one. Everyone send me their voice and we'll make a JAKIB custom one that doesn't get flagged by YouTube. That'd That'd be a good idea. A says, imagine Reddick on this team. That's you could argue that's what we need, eh? I mean, that would be the last piece. Abe says, Sill's mad because Miami defense can't look like that. Dang, I missed a couple super chats. I thought I got all these. And then Keith said, the adult has left the room. Yeah, the show loosened up a little when John left, right? I mean, me and Sills have good chemistry. And I always love doing shows, obviously, with Sileo. He is the best. I love doing shows with Big Sills. So good stuff there. I'm about to drop the link in, and I'll take a commercial break. Got some production work to do here on the back. And then we'll be back with the post-game show with you guys joining me. Here's the link. Let me make sure. If you guys want to join, save the damn link because I know a lot of you guys were looking for it a lot last time. So there's the link if you want to join. Appreciate it. We'll be back in 3 minutes, everybody.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
Score and save in Southeastern PA and Delaware with Colony Pools this football season, and let the experts close your pool with a custom Merlin safety cover in green for the birds. And if you join our Winter Watch team, we'll give you another 20% off, and Colony Pools will handle it all. Keep your tiles on your pool, not in your pool. Fly with Colony right now, birds fans. Visit flywithcolony.com.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
Hi everybody, my name's Jason Lombardi. I'm an inspector at DryTech. At DryTech we offer three major services, the first one being basement waterproofing. The second service we offer is foundation and structural repairs. And then the third service that we offer is mold remediation. If you feel you are having a waterproofing issue, give DryTech a call or check us out online.
Heading down the shore. Have a ball once more.
Here, imaginations run wild and time stands still. Because here, you can find the best of the Jersey Shore, all on one 5-mile island. So leave the old you behind and get lost in the woods.
Wild, wild, wildwood day.
Plan your stay in the Wildwoods today.
EAGLES, Eagles.
Welcome back in, everybody, to the JAKIB Postgame Show here on JAKIB Sports. Birds got a big win today over an NFC East opponent in Dallas, 34-6. Birds win, absolutely destroyed the Dallas Cowboys. They are a shell of themselves. They absolutely stink, and I am finding a lot of joy in that. Let's get to a couple of our great people from JAKIB Nation. I got a lot of people in here. They were flying in here. Good stuff. I'm going to start with the main man, Akbar. Akbar, coming to you, brother. Here we go. What's going on, Akbar? How you doing today, man?
Big Z, what's going on, homie? How you feel?
I'm feeling good, man. Birds win 34-6 today over the Cowboys. I thought a good win. Now, I know they stink. What do you take away from that game, Akbar?
Well, first I want to reference Philly 500. I'm in my Philly 500 bag today.
Yeah.
Dallas still stinks. I mean, that's all I could think about when I seen that. When I seen them after they took all the starters off the field, that's all I seen was how bad they stunk. My other take is, if it was any day that a Philly fan would travel to Jerry World, it would be the day. Today would be the day to travel down there and see them beat the shit out of the Cowboys the way that they did. That shit was good. Jalen, he did a few fucked up things. He should have stuck with the short pass a little bit more. But I got a new nickname for him. You want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Bombs over Baghdad. I'm about to start calling this boy Bob. Bobby
bombs all day.
Bobby J. That's what he do, and can't nobody stop it. Can't
Well,
nobody
look,
stop
he's
him.
starting to take the check down a little more. You saw the check down on that third down to Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
I mean, look, when you have a guy like Saquon who makes three guys miss like it's nothing, it makes it a little more enticing to check it down. But he still goes for that deep ball. But Akbar, it's still pretty. I mean, that 40-yard pass to A.J. Brown was dotted.
He do it every game. So it's like this is who. That's why I think he don't take the check down so much, because he just even Patrick Mahomes piped down for a little bit. He piped, but Jalen don't seem like he have to. Like,
are you saying it in a way where you want him to change it, or are you pointing it out because it's been a positive for him?
I'm pointing it out because I think he hold the ball a little bit too long sometimes. That he
Looking
should.
for that.
I think he should say fuck it sometime and just drop it off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that. What'd you make of the defense today, dude? 6 points given up, under 150 total yards. They're playing good football.
The defense, dog. What was our status last week? Was we like third in the league?
Yeah, third in the league. We're probably up now, man. We might be first in the league after this week.
You see how many turnovers we got this game? Like,
that
was
five
crazy,
turnovers.
Bro.
Yeah,
we made up for every game we didn't get turnovers in. We totally crushed them motherfuckers. But Jalen is bombs over Baghdad. They can't stop him. I seen him do it to like five different receivers. Like, he do it every goddamn week. Our defense is fucking awesome right now, and I feel like my other take was Washington got extra 4 hours rest for the next game.
Dude, they played a tough team today, dude.
Yeah, they played a tough team today,
dude.
And
we only sat our starters for one quarter. We didn't play a physical team today on defense. That Pittsburgh team, they make you feel it. They come at you hard. So I think Washington's at a severe disadvantage on this 4-day layoff here. I really do.
I think we're gonna beat them this week. First of all, dude, the rookie, he's all right. He's pretty good. Jalen,
he's good. He's good. He deserves credit. He's good.
He's pretty good. But Philly right now, they're not giving up no points. We're not giving up no points. Our linebacker is the top 3 linebacker in the whole goddamn league. I don't care, but behind Fred Warner and who else? Like, Bull is doing his thing.
Yeah, Roquan Smith. There's a couple dudes, but a lot of them are built up on name. I mean, Fred is a beast. Fred, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt.
Last question for you, and I'm going to ask everybody this question. So if you're in the green room, listen up. I got to have an answer for this one, because this is the last time I'll talk to you guys until after the Washington game.
And I got a question for you too. Don't let me forget. I got a question for you too.
Right. You want to ask it first?
All right. No, I want you to ask first.
All right. Will the Birds beat Washington on Thursday night?
Yes, we will.
And you got a prediction and score for me? I know it's tough to do early in the week, but
for right now, I'm gonna say 30-17. Ain't nobody stopping Saquon. Ain't nobody stopping none of our receivers. Our offensive line beats motherfuckers up. We beat somebody up and take them off the field every game. Somebody had to get off. With that kid Overshown, he had to get off the field. So it don't like Witchcomb almost had an interception today. What's his name? The short dude
on the Eagles.
Yeah, on our team, the short dude, Nakobe Dean.
Oh,
Nakobe Dean. He almost got an interception. So
sooner
or later, Mitchell gonna get him one.
I know he's got to just catch the ball. All right, what's your question for me? I got to run. I got like 20 people in here.
Who you think gonna win that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight?
I mean, I think Mike Tyson, but at what point does age catch up to you? I mean, look, Jake Paul is obviously not like he's a solid boxer, though. I mean, people don't give him enough credit. He can fucking punch, but I have a hard time picking against Tyson. But I mean, you put a 28-year-old, what's he, 28? Jake Paul, 28-year-old, what against a 60-year-old? You got to give the advantage of the young gun, right?
I'm not letting no 60-year-old whoop my ass. I'm just not.
I don't know. They also got old man strength.
I don't care who the fuck it is. No,
they got old
there's
man
no 60-year-old whooping my ass. I'm not doing that. And then the ball.
How old are you, Akbar?
I'm 49.
Wow, you look good. You look real good for 49,
man.
bro. Yeah.
Thanks,
man. All right, man. Great to have you on. I'll take Tyson in that fight, though. I'm not picking against Mike Tyson.
I'm not sure. He could be had though, and the reason why he can't be had is because Jake Paul got a knockout punch and with distance, and you know what I mean. So that like kind of does it for me.
When is that fight? I started to see the promo for it.
Say that again.
When that fight is?
Oh, it's coming up this weekend. That's why I asked you. I ain't gonna talk to you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we got no Eagles game on Sunday, so we'll be ready to go. All right, man. I got to run. I got a bunch of people I got to do. Thank you, brother.
All right, dog. I'll holler at you. Have a good one.
All right, man. I'll talk to you on Thursday, hopefully, after the game.
Right on.
All right, good stuff, man. Thanks, Akbar. Good stuff from Akbar. Let's keep rolling on. I got a bunch of people in the green room. Joe Whip, I'm coming to you next, my friend. Here's my main man. Oh, I just lost Joe Whip. Never mind. Joe Whip left as I was clicking the name. Hot Sport, coming to you, brother.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Dude, how could I not be in a good mood after we just beat the shit out of the Dallas Cowboys in Texas?
I agree with that.
Like I just said it in a backstage in the chat. Let us not underestimate this. For years and years and years, we go to Dallas and we get humbled away from home in Dallas. I don't care about what they look like today. I know we can talk about that in technicality, like, oh, I want to see Eagles do better. But this is our biggest rivals. I hate this team. And for us to go there and finally Jalen Hurts, no one said this is his first win away in Dallas.
Yeah, John mentioned that. Yeah.
Like what's the point? What's the point in being a rivalry if we beat the Cowboys? Like, not a big deal.
Well, somebody's mentioned this before. It's only a rivalry if if both teams are competent.
But you know what?
It's like Sixers Celtics right now. It's like we're not a rival. The Celtics beat us every single time. You can't be a rival if you get beat every time. No, but to your point, Dallas has gotten the better of us in the recent years. So definitely a good win today. I'm with you.
Yeah, no. Look, I came under people were clowning me about how I remember used to call me Mr. Positive. I can't wait for Mr. Positive to come onto the show. I actually think that I'm Mr. Realistic. Look at how the season is turning out. And by the way, I said 12-5. I had the Eagles losing this game. This is one of the 5. So now we've won. So actually, it's going to be 13-4 now.
That was my original win prediction was 13-4. But
yeah, and Zander, stick to your guns.
Yeah,
stick to your guns. Look, Detroit is down at the moment, and we could end up being first place in the NFC.
You just tied it.
I think it's 10-7.
Okay, gotcha. I'm not paying attention, so you'd know better.
Yeah. But yeah, look, I think I'm so happy. Like this team is building and building and building every week. And this reminds me of the Kansas City Chiefs, the year they beat us in the Super Bowl, how that defense that just gets more games they play, they get more experience, they kind of get a feel for the game. And this defense is, you said we're number 3 defense in the NFL? That surprises me. I didn't think that we were that high up in terms of defense.
Yeah, third coming out of last week. Yeah, so they're
who are the other ones? The Chargers and the.
I don't know exactly who was top. I remember John mentioning they were third though. So I mean, look, they're playing good football, no doubt.
Yeah, look, I'm just so happy, and look, there's a point to I'm not going to start, throwing a parade at this point because I think we got a huge game on Thursday. But at the same time, just beating the hell out of the Dallas Cowboys is just amazing. And I forget about what actually happened in the game or where we are in the season, how good we are, how bad they are. It's been years since we beat them there, man.
Yeah, and 2017. That's 7 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So look, we should celebrate it. It's all we get the bragging rights this week. I always get very nervous the week leading up to their games. Yeah.
It didn't
This
quite
week
feel like a Cowboy
didn't
game.
feel that way. Didn't feel that way this year, but still to come outside the other side winning, I'm
No, I
happy,
hear
man.
you.
And as Philly 500 always says, and Akbar took it, but
Yeah.
Dallas still stinks. That's
Yeah.
right.
All right, last
and that
question,
still
man.
stinks because they've always sucked because they're got a small mind mentality, even when they have a good record. So
Thursday night, Eagles, Commanders, top two good dogs in the NFC East. Who wins? What's your score prediction?
Do you know what? I think every single year, good teams find a way to get that statement win when everybody kind of has questions, and so it kind of alleviate the questions. I think the Eagles are going to have their statement win of the year. I have us winning 42-14, actually. I think it's going to click on both. Look, thing I saw.
Hey, I love you. That's Mr. Positivity right there, my friend.
No, but hey, if it's 42-14, what am I going to get on Thursday night if it's 42-14? I just let's let's line that one up because I think that
if they win 42-14, I'm gifting you a jersey.
Ooh,
I'm sending you a jersey of your liking. Whatever one you want.
I'll take it.
That's a hustle.
I'll take it.
Man, thanks for joining. I appreciate it, brother.
No, all good.
Remember that offer. You
take care, man.
If they do that.
All right, I will not. I'm going to write it down now, actually.
Yeah, so. I know you won't forget. It's on video, man. You can come back and pull whatever you want. All right, brother. I'll talk to you next week. All right.
All right. See you, man.
All right. See you. Good stuff from Hot Sport there. Let's keep rolling. Joe, I'm coming to you, Joe. You dropped out when I lost you last time. What's going on, Joe? Good to talk to you, my man. How you doing?
Good to see you, Xander.
As you know, I've been watching this game, man.
As you know, I've been watching this team since the 60s. I don't care how bad Dallas is.
Feels good, right?
Every time they get the shit kicked out of them, I'm happy. They could be the little sisters of the poor. It wouldn't matter to me. In my years, every year they used to rub the Eagles' nose in it in the 60s and the 70s.
Yep.
Anytime you beat that team, I'm happy.
No doubt about it. There you go. That's the take I was looking for from a real person who's been a fan of this team for years. Joe, appreciate you bringing that, man. How much you make of the defense stepping up? I mean, they're really playing good football right now. I do understand where people are like, hey, you're not playing great teams yet. But what do you think of the defense right now?
I'm impressed with what I'm seeing. The two new DeJean is fantastic.
Yeah, he really is.
He's all over people. You know, you can see he studies. You know, he can see what's happening before it happens.
Yep.
Mitchell's been fantastic. I can't believe how good he is. Jalen Carter's played really well. I heard Sileo say Jordan Davis was a ghost today. I didn't think so. I thought he was wrecking havoc in the middle when he was playing, but he only plays on basically the first and second downs.
Yeah, he doesn't play much. I think that's his biggest battle. But I'm with you. I don't think he's a no-show when he's out there. I mean, he's not.
Jalen Sons played a lot today.
Yeah, Jalen Sons was out there a lot today. I'm curious to see the snap counts tomorrow. I think he might have played more than Huff.
Oh, I think I have no doubt that he did. And he had a tip pass. He tipped that one pass.
Yep, I saw that. That was good coverage by the broadcast on that.
The defense is playing fantastic. The only issue I have is I only had two issues today. Like I feared they would. They came out throwing the ball too much in the first half. They should run the ball to set up the pass. And Hurts, I think.
Well, I do think Dallas was stacking the box a little bit in that first couple drives. You saw, and they were bringing pressure. And that was clear their game plan, I think, early to try and get Hurts off the spot.
Yeah, but I take advantage of that, and I run the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
The other issue was I think Hurts too much. He throws for the numbers, not for the open receiver. So when you watch the film of the interception in the end zone, Calcaterra was wide open on the left corner of the end zone, wide open, and Goddard was not open. That wasn't a late throw. He just wasn't opened. And, the guy was just waiting for that throw. So, I mean, you got it. And then you'll see on the film, I think, because I taped this game and I went back and I was watching some of it. On those sacks, he had guys open. He's just waiting to throw the ball too deep.
Yeah, he does. He does. Now, I don't know. How much do you put on the sun? A lot of people are talking about the sun.
Oh, I don't think the sun had anything to do with it.
Yeah.
It looks different.
I can't buy that excuse.
No, it looks different on TV. I can tell you from, I'm a little on the technical side when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's more pronounced when you're watching on TV. than it is when you're there.
Yeah, the
So I don't
camera
think
can't handle that much light.
well, no, not when you're shooting at 1080p and not using HDR. If it was a
Right.
4K broadcast using HDR, you'd see a more realistic view of what's going on. But no, I don't think the sun had anything to do with it.
All right, man. Last question. Thursday night, big game. Thursday night. About time the Commanders are actually a team that we have to go against. That matters.
I watched that whole game today with the Steelers.
What do you think happens on Thursday night, and what's your score prediction?
I think the Eagles will win 31-17.
31-17. I like that. That's a good score. 2 touchdowns though, man. You guys beating them up on them pretty
Well, I don't
good.
need
A lot of
a shirt. I've got some Eagles stuff. I don't need anything else. 42-14 though is a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, I agree. Joe, thanks for joining, man. Good stuff. Hopefully I'll talk to you again soon.
Easy.
All right, good stuff, man. Great to talk to Joe Whipp again. Love talking to everybody in JAKIB Nation. Let's get to my main man, Jarrell Ray. He's got I wish you guys could see the smirk this dude has on his face waiting to come on this show right now. Here he is, the man himself. What's going on, Jarrell? How you doing, brother?
I mean, all I'm going to say is this, Zander. I can recall during the bye week, I stated, quote, Zander, the Eagles are about to go on a run. It's about to happen.
You did.
5 weeks later, we haven't lost a game yet. Then I'm watching the game. I got Dan Sileo on X. He only comments when bad things are happening.
It's big sales. You should know this by now.
When good things are happening, Sileo is not saying a word. That shit pissed me off. Let me tell you something. We should have had a 50-piece on these bums today. Dallas fucking stinks. I seen Mark Holmes on TV. He was crying. Shit was crazy. I should have recorded.
Was he? I got to go check out Mark's channel.
Fucking crying on live TV. Shit was embarrassing. Listen, we knew this was going to happen already. Like, I'm excited, but I really don't care. It's these fucking Commanders. That's the motherfuckers I want. These bitches think they're out here doing something. Thursday night, belt to ass is coming. Proving a point. Sileo says, we got the Rams in LA. If I can recall last year in 2023, we played the Rams in LA with Aaron Donald. And we beat them 23-14. With the same people they got right now.
Was last year in LA? I thought last year was in Philly.
I'm pretty sure it was in LA.
Because I didn't think they made us travel out there 2 years in a row.
I remember the juke Jalen had on the scramble. That was LA. I remember because AJ had a pass over the middle. I remember.
You're right. You're right. You're 100%
It was in LA.
right. Yep, it was last year.
So in there, we're talking about Commanders, Rams, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. The Commanders let Russell Wilson throw fucking sky balls to George Pickens and Mike Williams to beat them.
Hey, them deep balls from Russell look pretty good, dude. Man, they are sky balls though. Holy shit.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm praying for the Commanders, man.
What's the score prediction for Thursday night?
It's going to be 38-16.
Oh, my goodness.
Jalen is going to pass for 4 TDs Thursday night in the link on the Commanders' heads. And Mr. Perfect, Jaden Daniels, will be exposed Thursday night. Mark my words, like Jared Goff on TV right now. It's going down in the link. Don't forget, December 1st, I'm going to be in Baltimore. I'm going to have a sign. I'm sitting right behind the Eagles bench, front row. I'm going to have the sign shouting out Big Sills and telling them how much of a goof he is for disrespecting my Eagles playing Baltimore. It's going down 14-2. You know where we're going to be in February, Zander. Let's go.
I hope you're right, my friends. From your lips to God's ears. Joe, before I let you go, man, thanks for the score prediction. I wanted to say Happy Veterans Day to you. Thank you for your support of the nation. I know you're.
You already know.
I know you're. I think you're on a trip right now. Is that for that right now?
That's correct. I'm in Cali. I'm about to leave Wednesday morning, headed to Virginia to be closer to the birds. and then I'll be going across the pond a little bit after that. So I'm taking advantage of the time that I got left before I go handle business, do my thing. Look at Jared Goff with the fumble.
Oh,
And
did
then,
he fumble?
He just fumbled. Yeah, I'm leaving after that. Go handle business, and I'll be back shortly after that, man.
All right, man. Great talking to you, brother. Thank you for your service, brother. Happy Veterans Day to you. Thank you, man. Good stuff. Good stuff from Jarrell. Jarrell is funny ass dude, man. I was going at Jarrell on Twitter tonight. Jarrell, could you handle these Twitter hands? I don't know if he could, man. Good stuff, man. Let's keep rolling. We got a couple more people to get to. I know Abe's in here. We got Clary Voy and RMP. C24, I thought you were in here. There was two of you in here. I don't know which one was you. And then Caleb. I see you, Caleb. Let me put the link back in. You fuckers. I told you to save the link, and you still need the link. It's like clockwork with everybody. Let me get a Clary Voy. Clary Voy coming to you, and then RMP coming to you next, and then Abe. What's up, brother? Good to talk to you.
What up?
How you doing, man? Birds beat the Dallas Cowboys today.
Great day. So to give you a little bit, right? My wife over here, she's in her Cowboys outfit. She's from Texas. Little does she know that her whole world just revolves around the Eagles. Philadelphia.
Split household over there?
Yeah, you know, my son, you saw him the other day, right?
Yeah.
Or last week. He grabbed the Eagles jersey this morning. He knows what it is.
Yeah.
So it's a great day for me, you know?
Yeah,
she's over there. She's gonna act like she don't hear me. She hears me. She's over there on the couch.
Little man's following dad's footsteps. You know how that goes. What'd you take away from the game then, man? Good game for the defense. Jalen Hurts played well. Offense put up a lot of points. You win 34-6. What's your takeaway?
Man, I thought we did. Dude, the defense looks awesome. It's better than I ever expected this year. I expected this honestly next year. A little bit more experience and everything.
I'm with you on that. Yep.
The offense, it's still not there for me. You know, like I saw it today where instead of running the draw plays to get around the blitz, get around the stacked box in certain ways, the Eagles are just like actually, I think it's more like Jalen's like, one-on-one coverage, Devontae, one-on-one coverage, AJ. All right, go route now, go, and it just throws the ball. That's what it looks like, man. I don't know if that's true. That's what it looks like. So that's the only thing that I can be like about. But I mean, it's the Cowboys. It's a great day. I fucking hate the Cowboys.
Yeah.
No there she is in the background. You see her in the background? Yep.
Mm-hmm. I can see her. She's far out, but I can see her. You gotta tell her we appreciate her. Defense, man. What do you take away from the defense? They're playing really good football right now. How much of it are you putting on? They're good, or the offense or the teams we're playing aren't good?
As long as we hold up on the run. So I think this defense is kind of like a double-edged sword. If the offense gets us ahead, they're not going to run the ball. And they're not going to test our run defense because they got to throw the ball. And that's where you have people trying to force throws, opportunities. That's where we get interception sacks. Right. I feel like in those close games, it might be a little bit different. Just because I don't feel like we have that pass rush unless we can we make it with blitzes. You know, Dean's a really good blitzer, even Braun. Yeah. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news on a great, blissful day, you know, of the Cowboys losing. But that's how I look at it. I feel like if our run defense isn't really tested, then our defense is going to look a lot better than what it is because that's what it's created to be look, we have a $200 million offense. We should be up by 14 points. That's how I look at it.
I hear you on that. Big game on Thursday night, man. What's your takeaway? What's your look ahead, your prediction and your score prediction?
My look ahead, I honestly think Washington's not as good as people like Sills.
I've been saying that, man.
He wore the Miami hat today. That's all. He repped the team that lost over the weekend, man.
Well, look,
like
you gotta respect it. When your Birds lose, you can't put your Birds hat away. You got to keep rocking. So Big Sills reps the Canes, man.
Yeah, but he normally reps the grease. Let's be honest, you know.
Yeah, I like the grease better too.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think the Eagles are going to win about probably 34-10. I think Jalen. I think their quarterback in Washington's really good. I think he's really good. He gives up his body. He's like Tua, just worse giving up his body. That's what I think, honestly.
Tua's kind of a stocky dude. I mean,
have you seen videos? I know you watch the SEC. I live down here in SEC country. That dude got leveled every week by like bums. Imagine what that's like getting hit by an NFL linebacker. You know,
you got
I don't think he lasts too long, man. I think he lasts maybe a season or two, and then has a great time in between and a lot of hype, and then after that they kind of just fall off into the sunset.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thank you for checking in, Clairvoy. Good stuff, man. I'll talk to you all
See you,
hopefully on
bud.
Thursday night, if not soon after. All right, brother?
I work days this week, so I'll be there on Thursday
Oh,
night.
by the way,
and
happy Veterans Day to you, too.
everyone.
I think you mentioned to me last week you're a veteran as well.
I am.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, man. Appreciate what you did for this country and the work you continue to do. Thanks, brother. I'll talk to you soon. All right, man.
Later,
dude. Good stuff, man. Great talking to Clary Voy there. Yo, Akbar. Is Akbar in the chat? Because my brain fog is catching up to me, but Joe Whipp had a 2-touchdown win. Hot Sport Anton had a 4-touchdown win, 3 touchdowns. He had 42-14. Clary Voy had 34-10. Akbar, what was your score? Everybody's predicting that we absolutely massacre the Commanders. Akbar, what was your score, brother? I see you in the chat. Before I get to my next person, I should have written them all down. I didn't write them all down. I wish I did. I'll re-listen to the segment later. 30-17. So that's a little bit more in the ballpark, but that's still a 2-score win. I mean, Jarrell, there's a lot of belt to ass being projected on this. Let's keep going. RMP coming up. This is a first time joiner of the show. What's up, brother?
Man, you already know. RMP in the building.
Good to have you, man. What'd you take away from the game today? Thanks for joining. First time on the program. Good to have you.
Hi, bro, and I'm grateful, man. Happy to be here with JAKIB Nation. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. Yeah, good to have you on, bro.
But as far as the game, Jalen, he was a little shaky in the beginning. The defense definitely carried him. I thought Jalen might have been a little bit more like precise with his little. He had a little interception. He didn't have that clean game that we've been looking for Jalen game. But at the same time, the defense showed up. I mean, Zach Bond, if he don't get a contract, bro, like I don't know how he doing, bro.
I know.
The boy, the man is balling out there. Like the other kid that went to Chicago, he was doing his thing too. Zach Bond is the new kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, but to the game, we didn't have a lot of Saquon, which we ain't gonna have no jersey, right?
No jersey giveaway this week, man.
Right. But and we didn't have a lot of AJ Brown. It was just
he had over 100 yards, I think, AJ.
He did, but what it was like one read,
right.
quarterback, one read, throw it to AJ, throw it to Deshaun. It wasn't like Jalen. It's hard to hate Jalen at times, but it's hard to like him too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
well, look, he's got great moments, and then he goes up and down, and his bad moments are sometimes really ugly. But my favorite thing about Jalen, and John's been saying this, is he really is resilient. Like, he's got those two, like you mentioned, two turnovers in the first quarter, and he just keeps coming, and that's the best part about him. So it's really good. But
that's what happened when we played KC though in the Super Bowl. My
Yeah.
boy dropped the ball. You know what I mean? But okay, he got to fit. He got to be a little bit better than that. Like he won't be elite, right? We want to be like elite. Jalen elite. Jalen can't be doing a little bullshit like that. He can't be dropping the ball.
hey, look, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But I hear you. Some of the stuff's got to be cleaned up. What do you think Thursday night coming up? Eagles Commanders. It's a big game. Could determine the NFC East outcome. Your prediction for that game?
I'm gonna predict the same prediction I have for this game. I'm gonna say 35-17 Philly. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit, dude.
I think we're not gonna be fucked with like in the division. Excuse my French. I think that we can Washington they got a rookie quarterback, bro. Like if we can't like get a couple picks on that and
I hear you.
Run, like come on, man. Like our offense is unquestionable. We got Saquon Barkley, we got AJ Brown, Deshaun Smith. Like there's no reason why we can't score at least 21 on the offense and then get like a couple stops and score another at least 10 with the defense. Come on, like we got to put it on Washington. That's my take.
I agree. I love it, man. Thanks for checking in, man. First time having you on. Great to have a new face in here in week 10. Appreciate it, brother. I'll see you on the chat this week. All right, man? All right. Thanks, brother. Good stuff, man. Great stuff from RMP. Abe, I'm coming to you, brother. We got Abe, Sydney Family, O-Line Guru, and C24. Hey, Abe, I'm coming to you. And then C24, you're up next, brother. What's going on, Abe? Good to see you, my man. How you doing?
What's up? How you doing?
Good, man. Great to have you on again. What you take away from the Eagles-Cowboys game, brother?
Well, started out terrible. I went to the chat. I was like, yo, this is not what I thought the game was going to look like. And, I've been telling y'all about this boy, Overshawn. He was looking good the past few
Man,
weeks.
that dude can play. That dude can play.
When I saw him injured, I said, yes.
Yeah.
We got the game, But, hey, I understand that they're a terrible team. That's an awful team. You can't play a team like that and think that you did great. I mean, we did amazing, but we did what was planned. We wanted to get off early, let us rest so we can play the damn Washington, put some havoc into them, even though they just played the Steelers. They got Marshawn Lattimore coming back, coming off a loss like that. What was it, 1 point?
Yeah, they lost by 1 point.
1 point, see? I mean, shit, at least they fought the damn Steelers. They kept them in a dogfight.
Right.
So
yeah, well, the Steelers are a tough team to play, dude. I mean, that's a physical team. They're one of those teams that you need till Tuesday to recover from that game at least, So I think we got a big advantage, man, with them this week. But we'll see how that game goes. What's your take on Jalen? I thought he had a good game today, but he obviously had a couple of the mistakes. We were talking about it a little bit on the halftime show chat. What's your takeaway on Jalen?
Like I said, terrible in the beginning. Fucking interception right at the end in the end zone, like a couple other interceptions he had. And then, as he used his legs and as they used the running game towards the second half, that's when it started opening up. That's when it started showing more who he is, like how he's been playing. And then, taking the go routes isn't that bad. Because, this is a trash defense. Why not take it? AJ gave
he's taking them because they're working, man. I mean, he's getting a lot of completions with these go routes.
Exactly.
I've been critical of him, but exactly. Thursday night, Abe, coming up. Eagles Commanders. Prediction for me?
I might be the only one. I don't know, but I'm saying 28-21.
Birds or Commanders?
Birds.
All right, I like that score. I mean, you're closer to. I'm not giving my score prediction out until Thursday, but I mean, I'm writing it down, so excuse me while I don't look at you for a second. You had what? 28-21?
28-21, Joe.
I like that. That's a good prediction. We'll see what happens in that game. Abe, thanks for joining, man. Great to talk to you again.
Appreciate it.
And I'll talk to you hopefully soon. All right, brother?
Yes, sir. Go Birds.
All right, man. Go Birds, man. Good stuff, man. Love talking to Abe, one of our greatest viewers here. Big supporter on the chat, so good to put a face to a name. C24, I'm coming to you, brother. Activate that mic. Hopefully you put your camera on. I'm not sure if you're gonna.
Nope, not this time. Hey, how's it going?
What's up, man? Good to talk to you again. Good to have you on for a second straight week.
Hey, it's nice to be back in the Thunderdome again. Nice to be back.
Yeah, good to have you back on, man. What'd you take away from the game today, brother?
I saw some weird things about the Eagles today. I saw some weird things about them. But Hurts, he threw the pick, took the sacks, although he should have just scrambled out and thrown the ball away. But, the Eagles corrected the mistakes on offense a little bit. And Vic Fangio, my goodness, dude, is he a ball? Is he good, man? Vic Fangio, this is like the best defense best Eagles defense I've seen in like a while, probably never in my lifetime. But yeah, just happy to get the win versus Dallas in Arlington.
Yep, no doubt, big stuff there. So you're buying the Eagles defense as a real defense. You're not worried about the competition not being very good.
Nope, not worried. You see what the Texans doing to the Lions right now? It's looking bad.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good stuff. Good takeaway there. Any other takeaways from the game, brother? Any thoughts on Jalen you want to get to, or you want to just give me your prediction for Thursday night?
Yeah. Jalen, he struggled. He definitely struggled. He said in his press conference that Trayvon Diggs made a good catch for the interception, but Hurts got to learn how to throw the ball on time, because when he doesn't, because Hurts is not a QB that can throw the ball on time. and we're now seeing that. And Hurts is just going to have to progress on that. But he's 26 right now, so we just got to hope that the defense can carry him, and AJ and Devontae Smith can carry him along with Saquon. Hold on, I can't. Hold on, I can't really hear you.
My bad, man. I muted my mic. That's on me.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Thursday night, big game versus the Commanders coming up. Could determine the NFC East.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's your prediction for Thursday night coming up?
I think Jalen Carter is going to injure him. Jaden Daniels.
Holy shit.
30-9.
30-9.
Zander, listen. The Commanders got off of playing and are coming off from playing the physical game with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Eagles are coming back off of rest versus the Cowboys. We are going to knock them out. I hear everybody else's predictions. I believe it. If it's close, the Commanders are a good team. But the Lions are struggling right now. For all I see right now, we might as well go ahead and take it. Might as well go to the Super Bowl.
From your lips to God's ears, 30-9. C24 projects
30-9
for the game. Yo, appreciate you joining, man. I love that you've had the balls to come in here after some of the chat stuff that goes on. I appreciate it, brother. Great to talk to you again.
Thank you.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was like happy to be here, man. Happy in the Thunderdome. Happy.
All right, good stuff, man. I'll talk to you soon. All right, brother.
All right.
Great stuff, man. Good stuff from C24, man. Appreciate everybody checking in. I got two more to get to. Aaron Sydney family, the legend. And then A. I don't know what A is, but his name is A, so I'm going to call him A. I like it. Sydney family, coming to you next. And by the way, before I do that, if you were on the show, please put your prediction that you had in the chat. I missed some of them. I got RMP had 35-17. Akbar had 30-17. Joe Whip, I believe yours was 34-17. That's what I wrote down for you. You can correct me if I switched it. Abe had 28-21, and C24 had 30-9. So we got a lot of Eagle fans projecting a blowout. Jarrell, what was your score prediction? I don't have Jarrell's down here. Let me see. If you guys were on, give me that score prediction. Let's get to Sydney family right now. Oh, O-line Guru, I forgot about you. I'm coming to you next. All right, man. Sydney family, good to see you, my friend. How you doing, brother?
How you going? Can you see me?
I got you, man. You sound good, look good.
Oh, didn't even shave. It's been a good week so far for me.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump did the job, and the Eagles have done the job.
I love it. Yeah,
Very
man.
good.
Good stuff. What's your takeaway on the game today with the defense, offense? What'd you see out there? It's always good when you beat the shit out of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. Look, the offense, Hurts was a bit, there were a few things he did. I'm not sure if they were forcing him to pass it in situations where he probably could have had the safe play and ran it. I don't know if they're trying to restrict the running game because they're a bit afraid that, if he gets hurt, Barkley, then it's a different looking team. I'd like to see Shipley come in, but anyway, that's another thing because I think it's a big drop-off to Gainwell. It's a very big drop-off.
Yeah, I've been talking Gainwell up, and he's been letting me down, man. I've been saying that fans are too hard on him. He's just not good. He just doesn't look good out there.
It's just like, I don't know. It's like he sort of second guesses himself.
And did you see that play in the first quarter there where Jalen got sacked by Overshown and Kenny Gainwell just completely missed? And people are tweeting, Jalen's got to throw that ball away. I'm like, all right, look, I'm hard on Jalen, but Overshown was in his face in 1.5 seconds. I mean, he's got nothing to do there.
Yeah, look, I don't know about if using Shipley would be a good thing. I thought with a score like that, they could have brought him in towards the, it was all over by the, third quarter, wasn't it? So fourth quarter, should have brought Shipley in and gave him a few runs. Or is Miles Sanders an option if he gets sacked?
He got hurt, dude. He got hurt today. He got carted off today.
Oh, did he? Oh, well, there you go.
I don't know how bad it is. I mean, I don't know how bad it is yet, but yeah, I mean, he was carted off.
So look, defense though a bit, here and there, but you got to remember too, Marlada's still got to come back in that. So, and they were stuck in the box, so they're putting a lot of pressure. So but at the end of the day, once they started going, they're going. Look, for the defense, they're looking pretty good. I'm not sure how many points have been scored and touchdowns lately against them, but it can't be a lot.
Not many, dude. They're playing real like From a
Even Big
statistical
Silver's-
standpoint, they're playing really good.
Yeah, even Big Silver's got to say, oh yeah, well, you know, as much as
Yeah.
you can only play, he does say himself, you can only play who's in front of you.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, there's not many TDs being scored against this defense. So, look, they're looking a lot faster at the back.
Yeah, they are, man. The young guys are really playing good, man.
Slade looks the slowest out of them all, but he's
He's
experienced.
still playing great in coverage, though, man. His coverage skills are still really good.
Yeah, he is, and he's got to be
coming
there.
up, man. Thursday night. How do you see it, man?
Thursday night. I was just going to say to Cooper Tajin, the flying Frenchman. Wow, he's awesome. For this Thursday, I actually think if let's take out the Nick factor.
Yeah,
it'd be about 35-10 to Eagles.
What?
I think stamp him. Yeah, I think they can stamp him out.
All right,
But
you guys.
The Nick factor is always worth another -10, so that's what's worries me.
All right, this is what's happening to me now. You're the 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 8 scores written down. I think I'm missing some. I don't know who else I had on it. I'll go back and rewatch this segment, but you guys are making me lose hope because everybody in unison has picked this team to crush the Commanders, and I just don't know if that's going to happen.
I just think if the Nick factor doesn't get too much in there, how can I say
35-10?
I just think they can stamp him. I really do. I think he's going to try and throw.
Hey, look,
it.
I hope it happens. Yo, great to talk to you again, man. I appreciate your support from all the way across. What is it, Monday morning over there right now?
Yeah, Monday morning. I was just want to trade on the Australian Swiss dollar, so I've been doing a bit of this, bit of that, watching the footy.
Oh, is that what you do? Are you a day trader?
Yeah, just keep me going in that. And,
yeah, a little currency trading. Nice. I
just made $1,000, but that's not much. It's probably worth $10 over there. No, it's worth about 700.
All right, man. Great talking to you, brother. I'll talk to you again soon.
Man.
All right, man. Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Love talking to everybody. Let's get to O-line guru, Caleb. What's going on, brother? Good to see you again, man. How you doing?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Birds crushed the Cowboys today. What were your takeaways?
No surprise. Feel like I'm not gonna say we got pass happy because Saquon was a little. I could be wrong because I ain't gonna lie, I was a little sleepy, but I feel like we passed the ball some on first downs. But we didn't have to, and we was behind the sticks.
Especially early in the game, Caleb.
We was behind the sticks. Once
we
again,
were.
the same thing. Now, I think we're fine, but I think it's kind of obvious when we get behind the sticks. Although Hurts had a better game than I think some people, I get he's holding the ball too long. He looked a little out of rhythm, but I think the game was out of rhythm. Put the game back in rhythm. I think we're fine. So that's kind of my takes on it. We need to run the ball on first down.
The bad plays, Jalen looks bad, but the good plays, I mean, he looks good, man. I mean, he had a good game outside of the bad plays, outside of the sacks and the interception and the fumble.
Yeah. When I say run the ball on first down, I don't just mean just run Saquon till he got legs no more. You can involve the jet sweep. You can involve the RPO. You can also move things off of that. But we need to have some type of run style play on first down. Dropping back on first down, I'm not a fan of it right now. Not just right now. Once again, like I said a couple weeks ago, I don't mind building on it, but I just don't think we're quite there yet to just be able to pass the ball on first down. And I just think it kind of showed a little bit today. But once again, winning is a quarterback stat, and we got one of the best winners in the NFL. So we won the game.
No doubt about it. Hey, no doubt about it. Good take there. Appreciate you for that. Thursday night, dude, coming up. It's a big game, obviously, with the Commanders. How are you seeing it? Are you going to fall in line with the rest of the people on the show that have us destroying the Commanders?
I'm gonna give you something, Zander, because I know I'm paused right now. But look, I want to talk about the people.
I can hear you still.
I want to talk about the people that Washington has played, right? Week one, they lost to the Buccaneers by 17. After that, they beat the Giants by 3, barely beat the Bengals by 5. They beat the brakes off the Cardinals, so that's a decent win.
That's a good win. Cardinals are playing good football.
The Browns, they played up with the Ravens. That was cool. But after that is the Panthers, the Bears, Washington, and they lost to the Steelers. So they haven't beat a good team besides Arizona, and they beat them convincingly. So I say that to say, do I think that we should beat them? Absolutely. But I see us winning by probably 2 scores or more. If we run the ball, I think we fine on first downs early. When I say run the ball, once again, I don't mean just ISO, trap, zone, and all that with 26. I'm also talking about RPO. I'm also talking about some jet sweeps. I'm also talking about maybe even some screen games, just even passing that's elaborate runs. Excuse me.
I think Jalen Hurts' runs help him the most,
Oh,
honestly.
absolutely. And I
When
think
he
once again,
runs, it opens it up for him so much, man.
and everybody's saying he's deep ball hungry. I understand that.
Well, he's got a
Understand
damn
that.
good deep ball.
Thank you.
I mean,
But
holy shit, dude.
eventually we gotta acknowledge. I'm not saying he's Brett Favre or nothing, but all the other gunslingers, we kind of let them.
Right.
Let him go.
Yeah, let the guy throw, man. He's been successful. I think we lead the league
Every
right
now
now
and
in
then when you look
40-yard
for it,
plays.
I think instead of us trying to, because although I know he said he don't listen to it, instead of us kind of trying to tone him down, we need to be like, hey man, we love it, keep it up. Now he hold the ball on a little bit too long, but it's better than him throwing picks. Now he hasn't been throwing picks and he's been holding the ball on longer.
Yeah.
Okay, we need
I
some
agree.
middle ground. So I'm not
Do you have a
absolutely.
score prediction for me, or are you going to hold off on score?
I don't know, man. I just feel like we're gonna win. When it comes to score predictions, bro,
It's hard. I get it. I
we
got to
just
do them.
win. Washington's a good football team. We need to win. Like, could we barely sneak by? Yes, if we come out there throwing a first down, we could barely sneak by. Could I see us winning by 14 to 17 points? Yes, I can see that. If we come out there and convincingly. I haven't really watched their O-line enough. I did an in-depth breakdown of the O-line when they had Wentz, when we completely smoked them. The O-line wasn't very impressive. So I don't know if their O-line has gotten that much better this year, but I really do believe with our defensive line and with the way Fangio has been playing defense, I'm interested to see how they do. Jaden Daniels is a baller. They got a lot of ballers on the offense, but I think same thing with the Lions. I think we got more playmakers than they got. So as long as we're in rhythm, we should beat them.
I agree. Good stuff, man. Thank you for checking in again, brother. Always have great takes. Always great to talk to you.
Xander, you're killing it. Once again, don't forget, I said we was a contender after the Browns.
Yes, you did.
I ain't have to see much.
All right, man. Good stuff, bro. I'll talk to you soon. All right, man.
Killing it, bro. Keep killing it, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Good stuff, man. Love talking to Caleb. Last one, man. Last but not least, A in the green room, bringing you up, brother. What's going on, man? Good to talk to you. Another new.
Hey, what up, Zander? What up? You hear me?
Another new face to the show. I love getting new people on. What were your takeaways, man? We destroyed the Cowboys today, 34-6.
Fly Eagles fly, man. Bleed green, go Birds. It's
Yeah,
always
man.
good to get a dub against the Cowboys, man. I want to see them lose every game. I want to see them go 0-17 every year. You know,
Yeah.
so
I'm
it's
with
always
you. I don't
good
think
to
they'll
get a
do
dub.
that, but I'm with you. That's the hope every single week. What'd you take
That's
away
the
from
hope.
Jalen today, man? What'd you think of Jalen Hurts today?
Look, Jalen got paid, so everybody has high expectations for him. I think Dallas is actually underrated on defense. They have a good defensive line. I don't think their secondary is that bad. So, you know, give and take. I actually don't have a problem with him taking a lot of shots. You know, if it's one-on-one, A.J. Brown, I would take that shot every time. Devontae Smith, same thing. I actually think Devontae Smith is better at high pointing the ball in those deep balls. So
He is really good at it.
So one-on-one, you have those guys on the outside take the shot. But the guy before me, he mentioned it. You get behind the sticks, it puts you in a situation where you got to pass more.
Right.
So I don't actually think that's Jalen's strong suit. I do think he does better with the run when we get the running game going. I want to see them do the run first, into the pass, do the play action. Because when he does the boots, you keep it simple for him. You get him outside the pocket, get those 5-10 yards to Dallas Goedert. I think that works every time. I think that helps get those deep passes open. So, you know.
Yeah, good stuff. What's your takeaway on the defense, man? Are you buying the hype around the defense after these couple of weeks or what?
I think Vic Fangio's legit. I was not a fan of the scheme year after year, the Fangio scheme. I was sick of it. So I was not expecting it to be as good as it has been, especially after those first couple of weeks. I thought he kind of struggled. But I think now that he knows what pieces he has and how to utilize them and put them in the best position, I think we're starting to see it really flourish. And obviously, I think DeJean has made a huge difference on the inside. Maddox was getting beat every play. Sorry, Maddox, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, he's tough to watch, Maddox.
It was killing me, and I liked him. I really do. I think he plays with a lot of
good, bro. This was never a problem with him in the past. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was when he was on the field.
Injuries.
Yeah,
right. It was
when he was on the
injuries.
field, he was legit, but
now he sucks. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he's burnt toast. It was like Bradbury out there, you know. So it's like every time he's out there, I was just like, man, why do we even have him out there? But you know, so I think the gene's legit. Bond was a huge surprise to me. I did not expect him to be like a top 10 linebacker or however statistically he is on the inside. I think he's killing it. And obviously Mitchell is locked down. So I think we're going to be really good on defense. So I am buying in.
I love it, man. Thursday game coming up. By the way, should I just call you A? Is that good? Or do you have another name I could call you or what?
No, I mean, A is just fine.
A's good. You're keeping it anonymous in the chat. I like it. What's your score prediction for coming up on Thursday, brother?
Man, I don't want to be a Negadelphian, you know, as they say, but I don't think we're going to put a 30 burger on them. I actually thought it was going to be like 21, maybe 24. I think 21-17 or 21-14.
I like that score, man. I got no. So you go. I'm going to go 21-17 for you. Is that all right?
21-17 is fine. I think it would be
man.
accurate. I think maybe our defense plays a little better and holds them actually under that 17, but 21-17, I would go with that.
Good stuff, man.
We go as high as this team as Jalen goes. You know, he just has to execute at the end of the day. So people are going to give him flack, like I said, because he got paid. Just don't turn the ball over. We got too much talent all over this offense. Offensive line is stacked. Running back is stacked with Barkley. You know, he's a threat himself to run. And I think his best runs isn't the RPO. I know people say we've got to do more RPO. His best runs to me, I mean, we got to get to the runs going. But I don't like the design runs for him. I think teams are shutting it down. And I think his best runs are, you know, like that blitz.
Yeah.
When they blitz him, he makes a guy miss and starts going for it. And, you know, I think we don't want to necessarily limit that factor, his ability to run, but I don't think we got to expose him so much, you know.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, thanks for checking in. Great to have a new face on here. Appreciate you doing it, man. Hopefully I'll talk to you again soon. All right, man?
Absolutely, bro. Take it easy.
All right, man. Good stuff, man. Great to talk to everybody. I got one more. You thought we were done? I got one more. I know the chat's waiting for this one. Let's bring him up. The legend, our resident Commander fan, James Jones in the building. James Jones, what's up, brother?
Shit, you tripping. Y'all ain't think I was coming up here.
Hey, man, I'm ready to have it. Commander week, Eagles Commanders. What'd you make away from your game today? You guys lost to the Steelers, man.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, hey, he tried. Like, he kept fighting to the end. The Hurts first down killed us and shit. But, I mean, it is what it is. Like, pick it up.
I thought that was a bad call, man.
Fuck yeah,
I'm not
it was
gonna
a
lie to
bad
you.
call. You saw that ball go over the line. That was that bullshit.
I thought that was a shitty call. I'm with you, man. I thought it was a bad call to end the game on that with Zach Ertz. I thought it was.
Man, y'all fucked Dallas up, bro.
Yeah, we did. We destroyed him, man. But look,
God,
yeah,
man, they should have put Trey in. They should have tried Trey out.
Well, they did put him in at the end, but he didn't look very good. I think he threw a pick too. But all right, man. Thursday night, it's a big matchup. I'm sure you'll be talking shit in the chat all week. How do you see it? How do you see Thursday night going?
Hey, as long as my boy gives me a chance to win, like he's been doing every game this year, that's the only thing that matters.
Well, you think he's going to do that?
Oh, he's been doing it.
I know. He's good, man. You guys finally got it. You guys finally got somebody.
Good. He's good.
How long have you been a fan of the Command or the Redskins, I guess you could say?
Oh my God, dude, probably about like 47, 48 years.
And did you grow up in that area?
Yeah, Richmond.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Thursday night.
Joe Gibbs and all of them used to come here in Ashland every year and shit.
Yeah,
and all that shit.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Met him a lot.
I think we're gonna beat your ass on Thursday night. What's your score prediction?
Oh shit! If anything, I'll give it. We scored 27 today, and we got B-Rob coming back. He's a big part of our offense, so we need him back.
Yes, he is. People forget about him.
Oh yeah, we need B-Rob. He was missing today. Him in the Ravens game. Go watch the tape. If you go look at both them games without him, that ain't our offense.
Yeah.
Shit. I'll say 28-24 us.
Oh, I see. That's a good prediction. That's a sound prediction.
This is a division. See, y'all played a busted ass Jerry. Jerry and shit. This is Dan Quinn now, man. All of it, like a whole
Yeah,
new
Dan
thing now,
Quinn
baby. We
doesn't
were a
scare me.
4-win team last year too, bro. We ain't got shit to lose.
James
We ain't
Jones.
got shit to lose.
Dan Quinn doesn't scare me, dude. He blew a 28-3 lead in the
Bro,
Super
he's
Bowl.
killing it though, man. I call this dude a fraud and everything, man. And I apologize for everything I said, dude.
Well, he's got your city all jacked up now, doesn't he?
Fuck yeah, he's the president now. Shit.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Yeah, thanks for joining in, man. Love having you on. Thanks for being a
Yeah,
supporter
you
of the
too, bro.
channel.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Good stuff, brother. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Hopefully you come on Thursday night after we beat your ass.
Shit, I'll show up, motherfucker. If y'all show up, that's the question. Jaden Daniels, motherfucker, we coming.
All right,
You
I'll
can't
be
stop
here. You know, James, one thing you can count on me. I'll be here, James. Thank
Hell
you, brother.
yeah,
Appreciate
you got
it,
it,
man.
motherfucker. I love it.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. JAKIB Nation showing out again. Another great show. Great to talk to my main man, James Jones, a resident Commander fan who shows up in the chat. You know, I love James Jones because he doesn't bow down from anybody. He doesn't shy away from anybody. If somebody's giving him smoke in the chat, he's giving it back to him. That was a good show. I'll tell you what, everybody. Before I get the hell out of here, Eagles Nation's got me a little nervous. The Washington fan gave me, I think, the most realistic score. He had 28-24 Washington. Now, I got what? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 9 names here. 9 scores. I think I missed some. I don't know. I don't remember everybody I had on. I'm not going to lie. I got 9 scores here. Everybody's predicting an Eagles blowout. It's the game of the year. It's the one division opponent we have this year, and everybody's predicting a blowout. Now, granted, I hope you're all right, but holy shit, RMP, he had 35-17 Eagles. Akbar, the legend, had 30-17 Eagles. That's not a bad score. I don't hate that one. Joe Whipp, this is a good score too. It's similar. 31-17. Joe Whipp had. Abe had 28-21. That's probably the most in my ballpark we have. C24, chat legend C24. I'm not sure if he's in here. 30-9. I don't know how you have the Commander scoring 9 points. I just don't. Jarrell, 38-16. Jarrell had. Clary Voy, 34-10. Sydney Family, 35-10. Caleb, O-line guru, Caleb Brandon in the chat. He didn't give me a score, but he said by two touchdowns. 14-17, he said would be a sweet spot. A, the last guy, the anonymous A, I'll call him. 21-17 Philly. And then James Jones, the legend, 28-24 Washington. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's some big scores, everybody. Before I get out of here, I'm going to read a couple comments. Oh, Bob, I see it now. Bob wants the link now. Bob, I just wrapped it up. Let me put the link for Bob. Bob, I can't deny an OG, but let me tell you, Bob, I'm sleepy. So let's do this. You can't deny, folks, this is a lesson in life. You don't deny an OG. You just don't. No matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing, no matter how you're feeling, when an OG calls, you answer. And I will do that right now with the legend, Bob Brown, joining the show. What's up, Bob? Good to see you, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me, pal?
I can hear you, man. You look good. You sound good. You look spry. You look younger this week than you did last week, Bob.
I shaved some of the nonsense off my face.
Good to see you, man.
So I'm not going to keep you long. I like the game. We went back and forth on X.
Yeah.
I think Jalen played well. I think there's still things there that he needs to develop. Going over the middle, he trusts himself more. When he does that, those passes will be quicker and cleaner. He did good on the outside. He did good in the flat. He was leading guys with the ball instead of throwing it at them. He was throwing it so they could run in front of it. That's great considering where he was early in the season, right? He's still developing and we're winning. It's better than developing and losing. Defense looks sharp. But this team on Thursday night is a little bit different because they are playing with house money. And when you play with house money, you don't have any fear.
You just heard James kind of talk about that.
I don't disagree with James. I think he's looking through glasses similar to the way that we do. Our glasses have a little green lens. His has a little tint on them, a little red. Until they come up with a real name, the Commanders, I think we have to take everything he says with a grain of salt. That's a bunch of liberal
horseshit. What is that name?
Go back to the Redskins, and I'd have more respect for them. But whatever.
I would too. I would too. I mean, the Commanders is just an awful name.
I think Thursday we beat them 27-24.
27-24 from Bob Brown.
27-24. I think we're going to have they have a very good receiving core. They've got 3 running backs that they will roll in there. And if Robinson is in, if he's ready for Thursday, that's a bigger back that we haven't seen. Our linebackers are playing great, but they are undersized. And I think if Robinson plays, that's going to give us a very good indication on how we're going to do against Baltimore because they bring the biggest back to the table.
All right, Bob, I need your take on this.
Go ahead.
I need your take on this because you're an OG. You've been watching the team for a long time. Are you buying the hype of the Eagles defense right now?
No.
Still in wait and see mode?
Well, it's not wait and see. Look, they're doing a lot of things well, and we're going to hear this all day tomorrow and most of the day Tuesday. We have played teams that have been soft. Now, the Cincinnati win was a good win, and the fact that they played well last week makes that win a little bit more impressive. Dallas, look, even if Dallas is playing well, I'm going to say they're dog shit, but Dallas is not playing well. The Giants aren't playing well. We are going to come up against a team on Thursday that on offense is firing on all cylinders. And have we played a team all year where their offense was firing, where they went into a game and looked like they had a plan? Green Bay was early. I would rather play Green Bay early than now.
Yeah.
Atlanta
definitely
is hit and miss. No, I mean, all of the teams we've played have not been firing on offense. But this Washington team's a little bit different. They have skilled players, not as good as ours, but better than most that we've played. Again, the running game is big. Their defense, Frankie Louvo coming off the corner at linebacker, is a problem. We can't have Kenny Gainless throwing blocks like he did tonight. I mean, some of that was Jalen holding onto the ball, and you put it in on X. What is Jalen supposed to do when the linebacker's right in his face? The linebackers that Washington has is better than than Dallas, than the Cowboys have. They've got a lot of beef on the offensive line. Our running game is going to be challenged. But am I buying into the hype? Our defense is playing well, but they need to do it against a team that's firing. And if we go out, look, I said 27-24. That could easily be 24-21. I think we're a field goal better, but not if Jalen turns the ball over. We can't give that offense extra bites at the apple. So we have to play a clean game, control the clock, and our skill players are better than their skill players. And a friend of mine at church today is a huge Redskin fan. They have to learn to play in the lead. Our guys are used to playing with guys nipping at our heels. We expect to be out in front. They don't. That's going to be a little bit different. They're going to be on Thursday night. They've got a short week just like they do. This kid playing quarterback, Daniels, hasn't played with a short week.
True.
Now, they're going to have a good cornerback playing. They stole one from, they got the Saints like we do. So they got Marshawn Lattimore over there. That's going to help them on the wide side. He can do a good job. But our defense needs to keep doing it. Our offense needs to get much better at moving the ball around. Smitty is still too much of an afterthought in our offense when AJ's on the field.
He really is. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you see it out there. Bob, great takeaways again, man. I think your score is pretty damn good. I like where your head's at on the score prediction. Thanks for checking in, brother. Great to talk to you.
Thanks for letting me in late. Have a good one.
No problem. Yep, appreciate
Good
it.
night.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff from Bob Brown there. Always good to have him on here. Always good to have everybody on here. Thank you all for the support, for listening, for sharing, for dropping super chats. Let me answer my main man too, Bill Fleming. Bill, I did see your message, brother, and I don't brush it aside. Bill's looking for a little bit less cursing. Bill, what I'll say to you is I will try my best, but on this segment, it's tough. I mean, I'm bringing everybody on here. A lot of people go off on tangents. I would like to ask everybody to try to, but you're just not going to be able to monitor everybody that much. Now, if you're on here and you're going to curse, make it a good curse. Make it a curse that adds emphasis to your point, not just a curse to curse, because, I've gotten a couple messages about that. So I want to be mindful to the people that, listening in a more family environment. But I do understand we're talking sports, Bill, so it's going to happen, man. Can't completely dismiss it, but I appreciate you for sharing your thoughts. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Ramir says we're all grown. F that. See, I mean, look, you're just not going to be able to legislate it, Bill, but I hear you, brother. Thanks everybody who dropped the super chats today. T-Bone, Michael Robinson, Big Fish, Little Boat, Sean Mims, a lot of people in here. Anthony Perry, Clary Voy, and a whole bunch, Prince Swayze, a whole bunch of people that dropped super chats. All the way from $2 up to $20 today. So thanks everybody for sharing their super chats in here. We appreciate each and every one of you. Big Sills, I see you in the chat, brother. Good to have you. Great show today, my friend. Birds 365, everybody, coming up in the morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And the National Football Show, 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Should be a great day of content tomorrow. And remember, everybody, a quick week. We turn the page quick and we get ready for Thursday night coming up real quick this week. So thanks everybody for checking in. Hit that like button on your way out. We slacked big in the like button today, which is unfortunate, but it's a reality. Everybody, we got to turn around and be better next week, like the Birds. Keith, appreciate it, man. M. Reyes, appreciate you, brother. Bruce Banner, good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Sue, good to see you, Sue. Thanks for being here and always supporting. Abe, thank you, brother. Akbar, appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. That's going to do it for the show tonight. I will catch you guys tomorrow on all the programs on JAKIB Sports. Looking forward to another great week of content coming up, everybody. See you next time.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
Score and save at Southeastern PA and Delaware with Colony Pools this football season, and let the experts close your pool with a custom Merlin safety cover in green for the Birds. And if you join our Winter Watch team, we'll give you another 20% off, and Colony Pools will handle it all. Keep your tiles on your pool, not in your pool. Fly with Colony right now, Birds fans. Visit flywithcolony.com.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
Hi everybody, my name's Jason Lombardi. I'm an inspector at Dry Tech. At DryTech, we offer three major services, the first one being basement waterproofing. The second service we offer is foundation and structural repairs. And then the third service that we offer is mold remediation. If you feel you are having a waterproofing issue, give DryTech a call or check us out online.
Heading down the shore. Have a ball once more.
Here, imaginations run wild and time stands still. Because here, you can find the best of the Jersey Shore, all on one 5-mile island. So leave the old you behind and get lost in the woods.
Wild, wild, wildwood day.
Plan your stay in the Wildwoods today.
EAGLES. Eagle.